Give me a talking point that I might approach this topic with.
For you, so it gave me, we're all in a giant psychological experiment. The algorithm might already be God. Is the internet even real anymore? And the algorithm radicalized your uncle.
It's kind of like Pittsburgh. There's more Steelers fans elsewhere in the United States than there are in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because when they leave Pittsburgh, they hang on to that, like, for generations. Like, if you're born in Pittsburgh, you grow up rooting for the Steelers, and then you move to San Francisco when you're like 25.
You move to Florida.
Yeah.
And you take over Everbank Stadium.
Yeah, you are going to be a Steelers fan for the rest of your life. Your kids, God damn it, are going to be Steelers fans.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be Steelers bars.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have a room that's just, the wallpaper is terrible towels.
Mm-hmm.
And you're never going to give up that part of your life.
Nope.
And then their kids.
And you're going to be a Ben Roethlisberger defender.
Yeah, and they win just frequently enough that the kids will stay rooting for the Steelers.
For sure.
Like, you don't, if you try to do that with the Browns and you move to a different city, then eventually your kids are going to be like, why did you make me become a Browns fan?
Mm-hmm.
But as a Steeler fan, it's like, yeah, okay, that's who I am.
I think if Chicago gets really good, McCartney could do that.
You think so?
With the Jags, yeah. And I mean, realistically, how many times is he going to go to Florida to watch the Jags comparatively to how much we could go here?
Right. Yeah.
I've actually thought about that with my kids. Like, if I live here or whatever, what teams would they like?
You're such a big fan of yours that they would like yours.
Yeah.
Unless you're a shitty dad.
But like,
I feel like that is like the barometer. Do your kids like the same team as you? Then you're probably not a shitty dad.
But like,
If
my
they
dad's from St. Louis. He doesn't care nearly as much about sports as I do. But like, there was never even a question. Like, I'd liked the teams where I was from.
Yeah, but you're a diehard. So I feel like that's different.
That's
like
true.
a passive fan or like whenever they're good type of fan. But if you're watching every
Yeah.
game and your dad's super into it,
Yeah.
like my dad was a big Dolphins fan, hated them, Jags. He was a big Marlins fan, Braves. he was a big University of Florida fan, Florida State.
That's funny.
Like, rebelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think that you have to make an agreement almost at birth if you and your spouse root for different teams. Like, what is...
Especially like Kate and Pat.
Yeah, Kate and Pat have
That's a tough one.
So Philly and Washington is what they split up. Somehow Pat got the Commanders over the Eagles, but Kate got the Phillies over the Nationals, which is I think that's fair.
I think that's a good trade.
Yeah, I
all
mean,
around.
well, I mean, if you want to look at recent World Series, I think the Nationals.
But Super Bowls.
But
And
Super
then
Bowls.
immediately.
And then
Are we
immediately-
recording, by the way?
Yeah, we should put all this in. Okay, but yeah, if you're making that trade, Phillies, 76ers, then it should be Capitals. Commanders was the one that shocked me. I thought that Kate would insist on, my kids are going to grow up being Birds fans.
You absolutely can't take the Nationals over
Yeah,
the Phillies.
I agree.
Or you can't take...
You can't take the Wizards.
You definitely can't take the Wizards.
No. Imagine raising a child right now to be a diehard Wizards fan.
Do you think the Wizards are the most boring team in the NBA?
I think
Like
they-
as far as fandom and everything combined?
I think they might be the most boring team in sports.
Could be.
I challenge you to find me a team that's more boring than the Wizards.
Because at least Orlando, if you're talking about Orlando, you can be like, their uniforms with Penny and Shaq were the best. What do you have?
Well, nothing really. Orlando, also, they've got a fun young team. They're going to be good this year.
Right.
They're going to be really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't really have it. You have the couple years that Michael Jordan played for the team.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas.
The Gilbert Arenas years where they almost shot each other. You've got a couple years of John Wall.
Yeah, true.
And then you've got, like, there's some good young players
Beal.
on the team right now. I like Bub Carrington. I like Alexander Sarr. I think that they might be kind of fun this year. But yeah, no, you're right. It's like there's no more boring team. At least with the 76ers, like, you are always in the conversation.
Yeah.
They haven't really won anything, but you're always like part of the discourse and you're trying to win something and you've got like an MVP on your team. It's exciting.
And they're going to spend.
They're going to spend. And it's Josh Harris, which great owner.
Mm-hmm.
Big T, I don't know if you saw this. Did you take a look at any of the Epstein files that were released last week?
No, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, there were a few pages that were released. One said something about like a lunch with Elon, or no, an invitation to Elon to come to the island. And then there was an invitation that was on that same page, big time ricochet shot, because everybody was focusing on the Elon part of it. So that document got like circled around the internet a lot. Also on that same page, there was a brief mention of inviting Josh Harris to a lunch. The owner of the Commanders. But I had looked into it beforehand because Josh Harris was in the Carlisle group, and they have like their hand in everything. The owner of the Baltimore Orioles, also a Carlisle group veteran. Look into them. That could be an entire episode. But Josh Harris got one of the guys from the Carlisle group, I think maybe the CFO or the COO, got him kicked out because of his connection to Epstein. Was like, we can't have this guy around anymore. So I think Harris was like in those circles in terms of his coworkers were like entrenched with this guy, and I don't think he ever met with him. But
I feel like it's different to get invited than accepting the invitation.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like you can't control what you're invited to. You can control if you accept the invitation.
yeah, and then what you do once you accept the invitation. But yeah, you can invite. If that's a great way to incriminate people.
Yeah.
Just invite them to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You get formally invited. This is Macrodosing, by the way, and it is Thursday. It is
16th.
October 16th. Big T's right as always. October 16th. I hope you guys got your taxes in yesterday. That was the extension deadline.
Oh.
Just FYI, hypothetically, some of us might have used the extension.
Taxes are none of my business.
I think Mad Dog does the extension, right?
Yeah, I just did my taxes last week.
Love that. I just did mine yesterday.
Congrats.
Yeah, just
Happy tax extension day.
signed off on them yesterday.
They told me the government shut down, but I did notice we got paid today and there were still taxes taken out, which I didn't appreciate.
Yeah, they hang on.
Must not be too shut down.
There should be just a brief moratorium on tax collection as well.
Yeah, if you're not doing your job, I shouldn't have to pay you for it.
I mean, if it's shut down, shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is my first year having to pay taxes and not get a refund.
That's quite a welcoming to the real world, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're like, until now, April 15th was a great day for you.
I was expecting quite a fat paycheck, and then I got hit with, you actually owe us hundreds of dollars instead.
But that's better than getting like a massive refund. That just means you gave the government an interest-free loan for a year.
True.
I mean, I'd rather pay $300 than get a $4,000 check that was like, I should have had this money the whole time.
I don't know.
But
It's fun.
getting
It's
that
fun to get a
$4,000
$4,000 check.
Yeah. That's
Right,
fun.
but then you're I would just rather I try to zero mine out as much as possible.
That was the only way I was getting a new baseball glove when I was younger. Tax return.
Tax day?
Yeah.
I love that. So I've had to like do a lot more homework on my taxes over the last like 5 years than I ever have before, because once or twice a year, Big Cat and I will do like either an appearance or like a quick live show, and they give us a check for like $50 or like $100 for this live show, and then you get later on.
Wait, that's it?
Your tax guy. Well, it depends on what it is. So
You
like,
guys are worth
think he's-
way
I
more
think
than
he's-
$50.
no.
I think he's doing a bit.
No, I'm talking about like occasionally they'll bring like the cameras into the studio and then get like 5 seconds of me and Big Cat saying something. Then that ends up in somebody's commercial somewhere, like in an Instagram reel or just like in the background of something. So no, it's like 100, yeah, probably more than 50. There was actually one appearance that I did at, I think, Zany's. I think that was like $45.
Hell
But
yeah.
I didn't do that to like get paid. I did that just because I was hanging out with like Nick and a bunch of the other people here judging a roast battle.
Yeah.
But there's like 5 different organizations that have paid me somewhere between like $45 and $200, and then I have to go back because my tax guy's like, "Hey, can you find the 1099 form that these guys sent you at the end of the year for like the $200?" And I'm like, "No, I can't find any of that.
And no one would care
I have
about that.
I have no idea where that is."
But you are in the tax bracket where people would care. Like I feel one of my buddies worked for the IRS, and he's like, look, if you make less than $75,000 a year, the IRS does not give a fuck about you. because they're like the money that they would pay to go after you to get their taxes would cost them more than you're going to bring in.
Right. Did you know that the IRS is one branch of the government that makes money?
No.
They generate, so every time they hire a new IRS agent, that person more than pays for itself. I want to say like 5 times pays for itself in the revenue that they bring in.
Oh, they bring in.
Yeah, so it's like the most efficient branch of the government in that way.
You wouldn't think that.
You would not think that. So that's why they keep hiring these folks, Big T.
Don't get me started on the IRS.
Come on, internal rectal service.
That's exactly right.
There was a congressman, I want to say from Ohio. Do you remember, Mad Dog, do you remember a guy named Jim Trafficant?
Mm-mm.
An absolute legend of a dude.
And a long-time stoolie.
Long-time stoolie. Yeah, a long-time stoolie.
Newton Mass guy.
This guy, absolutely, yeah, he knows who broke the air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, what an interesting looking dude.
Very interesting looking dude. Very interesting guy. He served in Congress, I want to say maybe like, I don't know, I'm just taking a guess, 10, 20 years, something like that. And he would constantly address the open floor of the Congress, and he would constantly refer to the IRS as being the internal rectal service and how they're stealing money from everybody. And he would end every speech by saying, "Beam me up." And then he'd walk away. He'd just scream at people for like 5 minutes and then walk away every day. Like people started to tune this guy out. And eventually he got charged with corruption and went to federal prison. But yeah, Jim Trafficant, I want to bring up some of his greatest hits because he had some all-time quotes that he entered into the congressional record. That's got to be a toupee, by the way, right? Look at that.
I was just gonna ask if you know the origin of that hair.
I think
it's
he was just an eccentric guy.
I feel like he's handsome.
Oh, why does it take me to a menswear website? Let's see. He was over-the-top, pugnacious, and a class of his own. For much of his nearly 20 years in Washington, Trafficant was the king of the one-minute speech in the House and able to spout off on any topic while wearing a cheap suit and his hair piled high atop his head. I don't think they should have brought up his cheap suit. Like, that feels like an unnecessary shot.
Yeah.
The Ohio lawmaker would often end his tirade with the phrase, "Beam me up," to show his indignation. The House expelled Trafficant in 2002 following his conviction on federal corruption, bribery, and tax evasion. Served 7 years in federal prison. He talked about bras at one point. Maybe, was this to Nancy Pelosi? Madam Speaker, it started with the training bra, and then it came to the push-up bra, the support bra, the wonder bra, the super bra. There's even a smart bra. Now, if that is not enough to prop up your curiosity, they got a new bra. It's called the holster bra, the gun bra. That's right, a brassiere to conceal a hidden handgun. Unbelievable. What is next? A maxi girdle to conceal a Stinger missile? Beam me up. I advise all men in America against taking women to drive-in movies who may end up getting shot in a passionate embrace.
I mean, that's good, solid advice.
That's good. This is good congressing. He's at one point said, "If you don't get those cameras out of my face, I'm going to 8.6 on the Richter scale with gastric emissions that'll clear this room."
Oh.
He was a fart
I'm
terrorist.
going to use that.
When I go to the floor for the final execution, I'll wear a denim outfit. I will walk in there like Willie Nelson, combination of John Wayne, Will Smith, Men in Black, James Brown, maybe do a Michael Jackson moonwalk, right up to the stand and ask unanimous contempt to undress and revile the House. Just threatening a strip.
This guy's a wild card.
Real wild card. Mr. Speaker, the Gettysburg Address is 286 words. The Declaration of Independence is 1,322 words. Government regulations on the sale of cabbage are 27,000 words. Mr. Speaker, now if that is not enough to stuff your cabbage roll, regulations cost taxpayers $400 billion a year, $4,000 per year per every family each, and every year, year in, year out. Unbelievable. It's so bad if a dog urinates in a parking lot, the EPA declares it a wetland. Yeah.
What's a cabbage roll? Is that a dick?
I don't know. To stuff your cabbage roll like at maybe an appetizer.
Oh. I thought he was referring to like a body part.
A cabbage roll would be a nasty thing to call a penis.
Yeah.
But
if it's stinky.
Tender cabbage leaves wrapped around a savory filling, typically consisting of ground meat, rice, and seasonings.
Oh, that's like a
like
spring roll kind of.
Cabbage burrito.
A cabbage burrito. There we go. We were talking right before we started to record, and that's Chaps, by the way.
Hi.
Chaps is here. Arian is in Vegas right now, up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
The sight of him almost losing his virginity.
Whoa.
Yeah, you remember that story Arian told?
I do not.
He went to Vegas when he was like 13 years old, and he saw a prostitute, and then started to hit on the prostitute.
Now I vaguely recall, yes.
Yeah, he tried to seduce the prostitute, and she was like, "You're too young, buddy. Get away from me." So yeah, he's
standards.
Yeah, he's out in Vegas right now, and so it's me, Big T, Chaps, Mad Dog, McKenzie.
Convenient.
Very convenient.
Yeah.
That was an ass kicking last night.
Yeah, they're in bad spot.
Brewers got their ass kicked. Big T, where do you stand on Game 1? Bryce Terang, bottom of the 9th inning, bases juiced, inside pitch, and he jumps out of the way of it.
I mean, it's a reflex, but you gotta try to stand in there.
Yeah,
I understand. I believe it was like a slider. It wasn't a fastball, if my memory serves.
To be fair, the sliders are like 93 now.
Sure.
Yeah, it was going like 90, probably 90 minimum.
It would have hit him in the thigh, though. He'd have been fine.
My thing is that I would have taken that one. I would have gotten hit, but
You would like to think
not out of choice.
that you just don't have the reflexes.
Yeah, my reaction time would not allow me to get out of the way of that ball. But yeah, it also, if I had to think about it and I knew it was coming, I'd just be like, okay, just bite down, just take a shot to the leg, and then maybe your career's over at that point. I think my career would probably be over if I got hit with a 90-mile-an-hour pitch.
I respect that he wanted to hit the ball.
Yeah,
Didn't work out, but that's baseball.
Yeah, you dream bases loaded.
Yeah.
It's not taking a ball off the thigh.
I mean, he would have been a hero had they won that game, but you do that hundreds of times. Your body is trained to get out of the way.
that's true. That's very true. Before we started taping, we were talking about the most recognizable songs in America. Like, what song do you think that more people in the United States currently would be able to recognize, sing along with? What's the criteria here, Big T?
I mean, it was Chaps' question. I think it's just that you know the words to, right?
Yeah, because we were talking. I mean, I think you have to get rid of the national anthem and Amazing Grace.
I don't know that the national anthem's in the running.
Like all the words, like I think I have. My wife talks about it a lot with me. I don't remember the words of any song. Like even songs that I have listened to thousands of times, I don't know all of the words.
What about songs from when you were like 13 years old?
No. Like, I just don't, like, if you ask me any song that I've ever liked, I cannot tell you the lyrics of it. I've always been fascinated by people that are on, like, American Idol that could go up there and they'll just sing a ton of songs and never forget, or, like, the artist, because I'm like, how do they do? I can't remember a song.
Just the memory part.
Yeah,
what
there's some,
amazes
like,
you.
church songs that I knew because I would, like, sing them in church. But, like, songs on the radio, I don't think I know a single song's lyric.
What percentage of Americans do you think know all the words to the Star Spangled Banner according to a 2018 YouGov poll?
All of them?
That's tricky. 'Cause
5.
there's a lot of words.
49.
Are we talking about the secret third verse too?
No, just...
I don't believe 49 at all.
Yeah, 49. I think people
You think
say,
it's lower?
I think that's
Well, that's what I was
think
saying.
that's self-reporting. I
Well,
think if you did like a
correct.
civics test, no way.
Well, that's what I was saying when you said we got to take out the national anthem. I don't think it's in the running.
Well, I would count that as a song that people know because
Yeah,
like they can sing along to it. They might not get every word perfectly, but they know the song.
But like if you know the song, you know the song.
Yeah, but there's so many words in that. I would count that as they know the song.
Yeah, I would too. Like if you can say, like everybody knows that, and like the ending. So I feel like that would count. Amazing Grace, I think, even if they don't know the words, people recognize that song, easily recognizable. As far as pop culture song, I think it's Country Road.
Country Roads is probably up there. Country Roads is actually that might be one of our finest exports.
Could be.
You watch the NFL games in Germany, and the entire crowd sings along to Country Roads.
Very popular song in Japan.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
It's on every karaoke list out in town.
Wow. And it was also written about Western Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
not West Virginia.
Correct.
And Maryland. It was also kind of written about Maryland.
I think the answer to your question is probably like a children's song, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
RABC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I forget if we've talked about this. You know they changed the alphabet song? Do you know about this?
I've heard about this.
It's horse shit.
Yeah. I will never do that.
No, the alphabet song's a banger.
It's like HIJKLMN and
Get that out of my face, yeah.
It's nonsense.
LMNOP.
Yeah, got rid of it.
LMNOP. It's fun to say.
They got rid of the LMNO.
I don't like that.
In terms of a pop culture song, though, I had one and now I've lost it.
I was saying Mr. Brightside might be up there. It skews young.
What's the song I just had?
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just
Oh,
fine.
Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline would be up there, too.
At least the chorus, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty elementary.
And also written about a 13-year-old girl. Kind of interesting.
Well, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? It was a different time.
Yeah.
What about Respect, Aretha Franklin?
I don't think the
Oh.
kids know that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think the kids know that
You don't
one.
think so?
No. I'm trying to think of one
Mad Dog, the
that
kids,
my
do the kids
grandma
know
and my
Respect?
kid.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know if like young kids do though.
I don't know if young kids know a single song.
Yeah.
They just know TikToks.
They just know 6-7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6,
that's it.
7.
I actually wouldn't trust any kid to know any song at any moment in time.
Okay. Yeah, I agree, but I feel like 6-7 is about to end.
I don't know,
41's
dude.
back.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
41.
What is that?
Isn't that the Hoopify part?
Oh, 6, 7, 41. It's in the same thing. Look it up.
Ooh,
I
didn't
don't
like
know
that.
about
yeah,
41.
that's the
I don't
benefit
like
of having a,
I
I
didn't
have
like
a middle
that.
schooler.
That's
But see, I'm very familiar with 6-7.
41 is the other one.
that's the B-side.
Yeah.
But is it individual or is it only correlated with 6-7?
6, 7. It's the opposite end. It's the polar opposite of 6,
Okay.
7.
They're going to be gangs form around these.
Yeah,
Oh my
41.
God.
The Jets and the Sharks.
Yep, I love doing that. Like, what's one of my favorite parenting things right now when my kid, who's 13, all the buddies come over and I just use middle school slang. Like, I watch so many TikToks about it just so I can fuck with my kid.
Yeah, Dad's chopped right now.
Yeah, I'll come in.
You are so on.
I'm
Chopped it up.
mewing right now.
Mewing?
Yeah,
Isn't that?
yeah, that's the Rizzler thing.
Yeah. I would say any child below 16, don't trust them to know a single song. But I think 16-year-olds know. Respect.
I don't think so. I think they know songs.
They definitely know songs.
Kids know
Yeah,
songs.
they know songs.
What songs do they know?
You sound like Auntie right now.
Yeah, Define
Am
Gravity.
I Unc RN?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. It's tough.
Yeah.
But I think Respect isn't one that people
No, I
should
don't
know.
think Respect is either.
Yeah, okay, maybe
Party
not.
in the USA.
Party in the USA, that's a
That's
good
a
one.
good one.
Nah,
Yeah.
olds don't know that.
That's yeah.
If
that
this
could
was
be true.
England, England has so many songs they know. Actually, it might be Seven Nation Army. Just
No, that's Sandstorm.
See, I
But
don't think
they
Nanas
could
know
tell
that.
you. I don't think they could tell you that it is Seven Nation Army, though. I
Yeah.
think they're like, oh, it's that song that they play football games.
They just know to chant to it. But in England, they know Seven Nation Army.
Mm-hmm.
They know that really well. They know Mr. Brightside. They almost took over Mr. Brightside over in England.
Well, they know a bunch of songs. It's just all to 3 different tunes, and they're about soccer players.
They know Oasis. Don't Look
Yeah.
Back in Anger.
Yeah. Champagne Supernova.
Yeah. So Sally can wait.
That might be I think that's their best song.
I agree.
That
It-
song's so good.
It is. They've got some bangers.
Do you think Jack White hates Seven Nation Army now?
Yes.
Because he's not like a pop guy.
Yeah.
Like that it's played in every sports stadium, not like a huge sport guy. I bet he hates that he wrote it.
And he is the kind of guy that would like turn his back on his own creation because it went too mainstream.
He never plays it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, I bet you he hates that song. I bet you a lot of, obviously Jack White and the White Stripes not one-hit wonders, but I think one-hit wonders grow to hate their own song.
Without a doubt. Like Chumbawamba.
Yeah, Chumbawamba is like a band of English anarchists,
Yeah.
like actual anarchists,
And they're known for some silly ass song.
and they're known for a silly ass song that was the most commercialized thing ever.
You know who one of my favorite bands that has been plagued with that too? I think Bare Naked Ladies are like drastically underrated. Their album Rock Spectacle that they put out that's like semi-live is if you gave me 5 albums that I could take to a deserted island, that would be one.
Yeah, I agree. Bare Naked Ladies, very, very good band. So when you say that there's a song that they probably hate, are you talking about It's Been
Yeah.
1 week?
Yeah. But I know that they made like $45 million off the licensing of that song.
Yeah.
So that probably helps.
Underrated bangers by them. The Old Apartment.
Broke into.
That's a great song.
Yeah, Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson, or is it Ryan Wilson? I always
Brian.
forget. Brian Wilson. That's a great song, and
Yeah.
that was recorded live, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that song is unbelievable.
And we're even exposing ourselves. If there's like some real B&L fans out there that are listening, they're like, these guys are casuals because
big time.
we're naming singles from
Big time.
Bare Naked Ladies. But yeah, they had like a diehard following. They probably resented the success of Bare Naked Ladies a little bit. It's like, this used to be our thing. Now it's Carson Daly's thing.
I bet they also really hate the fact that their name was Bare Naked Ladies. I think that kept them off the radio for a long time.
It might have.
Because back in the day, you throw on something, you're not getting that song played in the South. Like you have WAPE from Jacksonville. They're not saying, we got Bare Naked Ladies. Like, that's not happening.
I'm sorry, there's a radio station called WAPE.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little
WAPE.
Yeah.
And their little mascot that they would have like on the billboards with WAPE on it would be a huge silverback gorilla.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great name for a radio station.
Uh-huh.
But I think Bare Naked Ladies is a good name for a band, especially if you're just like starting to grow.
Now,
'Cause
I
you're
think it would work now.
Yeah, live next Tuesday at Reggie's.
Mm-hmm.
Bare Naked Ladies.
At Riot Fest. You would think that'd be a Riot Fest band. Imagine
Yeah.
if they come out there, it's been 1 week, like they're right after Slayer.
That might be one of my favorite lyrics to sing. It's been.
Yeah, that's good. Chicken to China, the Chinese chicken.
Yeah, very underrated band. All right, anything else in terms of the most popular songs that everybody in the U.S. knows? Anything coming to mind?
I hate to be that person, but is Love Story by Taylor Swift on that
Absolutely
list?
not.
not even close.
Okay, never mind. Goodbye.
I think it's super popular amongst a large demographic, but I think there's a lot of people that don't know it.
Totally fair.
I don't
will-
even think that's her most popular song.
I'm just, for some reason, when you're saying most popular songs ever, I'm thinking of like songs that they play at weddings that everyone sings to.
Oh, My Heart Will Go On.
I Will Always Love You.
That's a big one. I bet most people know that one because it crosses like generations from when Dolly Parton released it to now.
Yeah.
I don't know if the youngs know it. Like, I don't think maybe my kid, because he hears it whenever I'm in the shower.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Whitney Houston playlist
I don't
guy
think
when I'm in
people
shower.
people know it's a Dolly Parton song either.
No, probably
They
not.
don't. They know it's Whitney
She wrote
Houston.
that and Jolene on the same day.
Yeah, that's the best day ever.
Yeah.
That is the best songwriting day of all time.
That day probably made her $100 million.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think the most popular riff of all time is?
Shit. Maybe, no, I would say my favorite riff of all time is when Prince played My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah.
I think that's the best I've ever seen anybody play guitar.
It's a great solo. But in terms of riff, I think it might be Smoke on the Water. Bow, bow, bow,
Oh,
bow,
yeah.
bow, bow, bow.
But that's more bass, right?
Oh, that's guitar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's up there. Walk This Way. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. I don't know what I would think.
Crazy Train.
Maybe Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah. I think Crazy Train's up there too.
Crazy Train would probably be up there.
Oh, it's probably maybe Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. Dun, dun, da, da, da.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton has 11 million views on YouTube. How many do you think Whitney Houston's has?
Oh,
I'm going to say like 500 million.
I'm going to say,
Not even close.
I would say 1.3 billion.
1.8.
Holy shit.
God damn. She'd be raking in that super chat money.
Oh my God. It's a great song. It is a
Yeah.
great. When she sang the national anthem, that might be, there's a lot of national anthem discourse. That is probably the best national anthem.
It's either one or two. I think it's one. Stapleton's is right up there.
Stapleton's is really good. What about the guy in Jacksonville that played the American flag guitar before the Chiefs Jaguars playoff game? Remember that guy?
That should have been Derek Trucks,
Yes. He would rock
but
the
no,
fuck
I don't
out of it.
remember that one.
Yeah, Whitney Houston before it was Bills Cowboys Super Bowl, I think, in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like right when the U.S. launched into Desert Storm.
Yeah,
And so like patriotism was at an all-time high.
yeah.
And then she gets up there and she fucking nails that national anthem. Goosebumps.
And then they have the flyover when she's hit. Like, it's the perfect timing. It won't get better than that.
That's when America peaked.
That's probably peak America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pregame for the 1991 Super Bowl. That's
We
when.
can't really make America great again because of that fucking bathtub.
Which bathtub?
The one she died in.
Oh yeah. R.I.P.
Oh, wow.
R.I.P. And also shout out to Dolly, still kicking it, still banging it out. She looks great, by the way.
Dolly?
Dolly looks great.
Yeah, we had a scare last week, didn't we?
Well, we talked
we
about it. It
did.
was her sister's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some bad sister.
Vague booking.
Yeah.
Bad sister.
She went crazy viral for it though.
She did. She got those. She's going to lean into heavy fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to get into the algorithms later because we did some research on social media algorithms. So that's going to be the topic for today's episode. Big T's got some news that he dumped into the news file, the Macrodosing news closet. Let's go in there, take a look. This first story, Big T, very funny. I was laughing about this last night.
He knows how to do it, man.
Donald Trump is very upset. He's mad. He's mad online because Time Magazine, they just fucked him. He got fucked by Time Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what he posted on Truth Social. Time Magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the capital W worst of all time.
I love that. The wote.
The wote. They, quote, disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. Really weird. I never liked taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture and deserved to be called out. What are they doing and why? All right, when I saw this, I don't know about you guys, my first reaction was to go find the picture and look at the picture.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we do at Barstool. If there's like a bad picture of Big Cat, like a bad angle, we'll be like, please delete this from the internet.
Right.
But he did that to himself.
Also, a mini crown is called a tiara.
It is, yeah, that's a good point. Did they disappear his hair? Did they Photoshop his hair out?
His head is like blocking the sun, so his wispy hair gets entangled with the halo of sunlight.
Okay, so that's what it was. So the small
Yeah.
halo was actually the sun burning through his wispy hair, creating
Yes.
an illusion. Now, what about his neck?
His
in that
nussy.
picture? His
Yeah.
nussy. How many beers to fuck Trump's neck?
0.
0 beers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice neck. Let the band play neck.
Mm-hmm. You're getting at least the tip in.
It's a bad picture. I'll give him that. But I don't think I would have even noticed.
Not even the worst picture he's taken. Is the worst picture he's taken when he's playing tennis with his fat dumper out in the white pants.
Yeah, that was a good one. I saw one recently where he's doing an extreme lean. You know, the Trump lean,
Mhm.
where he just goes like 45 degrees forward pretty much. I don't know how he stands like that. Yeah.
Did you see him dominate Macron the other day?
No. What do you
Oh,
mean?
you got to look up the handshake with Macron. Just absolutely put him in a body bag.
Okay.
Held him there for like 2 minutes.
Let's see this. It's how our leaders greet each other. President Trump treats. Here we go. He's shaking his hand. They've got Macron's got his arm around Trump's back. Now they're doing almost like a dap fist.
And he's trying to
arm
get out,
wrestling.
and Trump's just not letting him.
They're arm wrestling. I might disagree with that analysis, Big T,
Why is that?
because Macron has obviously shaken hands with Trump many times.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what Trump does with like the pulls. I think Macron is doing his own pulls.
I think at the end he gives one little one, but Trump is holding him there.
I also think that as they're shaking hands, Trump, he's very good at this. Like, as the person is trying to dominate the handshake, Trump will just break his attention away from the handshake and just point at something random in the crowd to show that he doesn't care about the handshake as it's happening. It's just all very natural to him. But in this particular instance, I see two men just arm wrestling with each other while saying hello.
Just having a good time.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
But yeah, that picture in Time Magazine. I also don't think that anybody really cares about Time Magazine except for Donald Trump.
That's probably true.
I think he's the only one. Like, if there's a cover story that's not flattering to his administration, he's like, to him, it's still like the most prestigious landscape or real estate in America is the cover of Time Magazine.
I think that and the Nobel Prize are equal. To
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. It's things that like he grew up seeing as like the pinnacle of you've made it. You dominate American society. But I don't think anybody else cares about Time Magazine.
How many individual households in the United States receive a subscription to Time Magazine and open it up in print?
7.
Are we talking about Are we including dentist's
No,
office?
that's why I said individual households.
All right. Well, you could probably look that up online. I'm gonna guess like 50,000.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Across the board.
It can't be much more than that, right?
I mean, paying for a subscription to anything is such an antiquated idea. I mean, there's
Unless it's a
probably
streaming
people that
service.
are in there like a Disney Plus membership that you haven't used for a while that you just don't have the patience or the will to go online and cancel it.
Yeah.
As of late 2024, Time Magazine had a combined print and digital circulation of 1 million. So almost all that is online.
Gotta
So
be.
yeah, it might be. You might have been pretty close.
And I think the vast majority of the
And that includes doctors' offices.
I think
Mm.
public places. Let's just put that all into one bucket. Whether that's like a free newsstand at like a library or I don't know.
I feel like
doctor's office.
magazines are more popular in dentist office than anywhere else. That's the
Yeah.
only time I ever look at one now.
Yeah.
And it's usually the High Life. I still like to do the mazes on the back.
Oh, the one for kids.
Highlights.
Highlights for kids.
Yeah, I like to do that one still.
High Life, different thing.
True.
Yeah.
What is that?
I think that's the weed magazine, right?
Oh,
High Times.
High Times.
I think
The High Post too.
if you pick up a highlights magazine, you go for the back maze.
Oh yeah.
I go straight for Goofus and Gallant. I
Okay.
want to see what those boys are up to these days.
What was your favorite book series when you were little, and why was it Berenstain Bears?
I mean, Berenstain Bears, they were bangers, just one right after the other. I liked the Redwall books.
Oh,
That's like a little bit later.
You know who just gave me that whole set? Tarani.
Really?
Because I used to shit on fantasy books for the longest time. I've gotten really into them the last year and a half. And he was like, "You got it. This is the fantasy book that made me like fantasy book." And I was like, "I'll check it out." And then the next day, he brought in like 7 books.
Yeah, I was really into those in like 4th, 5th grade. I've talked to Nick about that a few times. There was Martin the Warrior. There was Redwall.
And it's just like, so if you don't know what it is, like mice and shit that have like anthropomorphism.
Yeah,
essentially.
they're it's like medieval times, but every person is some sort of rodent or small animal.
Yeah.
And so
Electric.
like there's like a Martin the Warrior was some sort, I think he might have been a tiny mouse that was really good at battle. There were some badgers that would roll around just fucking shit up, and then they would have these huge feasts at the end of every battle.
I haven't read it. I think that might be my next book. I'm doing My People by Frederick Bachman now,
Yeah.
but I think I might go into that.
Do you think kids these days read comic strips?
No.
That's sad.
Mm-mm.
That was honestly my favorite book series were just like compilation of comics. So
Yeah.
like the Calvin and Hobbes compilations,
Calvin and Hobbes was
the Far Side compilations.
Arthur.
Arthur was good. Also, Outland or Bloom County, the ones with Opus the Penguin.
Shout out Opus, yeah.
Shout out Opus. Those were great. I spent a lot of time. My parents used to take me to the library sometimes, and they'd be like, "Okay, check out a book," and I would just always get some sort of comic book, and they're like, "We want you to actually read books."
Yeah.
I was like, "Nah, these are technically books, just a lot of drawings."
I want to encourage my kid to read more, so I'll say, like, if you read something and you tell me what's about, then I will give you money for Starbucks. And so my kid comes in and I'm like, "Oh, I read Diary of a Wimpy Kid." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here. You're 13. You're not 7.
Also on Big T's news closet that he dumped over here, I've not seen this before, Big T.
Me neither.
But apparently spending time at the beach is very different now than it used to be in terms of being advertised to.
This news story actually triggered me.
So there's floating billboards
Yeah.
that just go up and down the coastline, and they're digital billboards that promote, what is this one, for McDonald's?
Wawa. It looks
Wawa?
like.
Get the fuck out of here with this.
I would be okay with the government stepping in and exerting extreme power in this situation.
The Coast Guard should.
to eliminate this.
We got some F-35s that are flying over the Caribbean right now that are targeting boats of alleged cartel members and hitting them with air-to-ground missiles. This is what you should be deploying your ordnance on.
Also, that's insane.
It is kind of insane that we're not talking about that more
Yeah.
as a country. It's just like, yeah, we're just gonna send our airplanes out into international waters and start fucking shit up and just see if anybody says anything at all to us.
Just start killing people.
Yeah, let us know if somebody has something to say. Anybody got a problem with it? Didn't think so, Venezuela. Yeah, it is. It is nuts. It's also crazy that they're just releasing the footage of it.
Yeah, and bragging about it.
It's like, yeah, this is.
It makes me, you know what pisses me off about it? Because I had to have positive identification when I was like in Iraq. Like I had to see muzzle flashes shooting at me in order to return fire.
Yeah.
Like you had to get shot at first to be able to like rules of engagement. And now it's like, oh, those guys are on a boat. They might be, and you could kill them.
Yeah.
But I could see somebody with an AK-47 pointed at me, and I can't pull the trigger.
You have to wait till he misses.
Yeah. You have to wait till there's a bullet in your arm.
Yeah.
How strictly was that followed?
1,000%.
By everybody?
I mean, there's onesie and twos. It's a war crime, like without a doubt. Like if for us at
But
that
the other
time,
side is willing to do it.
doesn't matter. You abide by the Geneva Conventions. Like even if they're doing guerrilla warfare, you abide. Like there was times where whenever I was walking with my dog and we had like a prisoner where one of the company commanders be like, it'd be really cool if you kind of release that dog on the guy. And I'm like, no fucking way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That exposes you to like severe shit.
Yeah, like going military tribunal, all that stuff. Like, no, thank you. But it is very strictly followed.
I think a lot of what we saw in the news about like people getting in trouble for that sort of thing, that a lot of contractors were more likely to do that. Is
Yeah,
that fair to
Blackwater
say?
guys, yeah.
Private contractors that had ways of either getting around it or just a group of guys that they were all like, hey, I'm not going to say anything. You're not going to say anything.
It definitely happened. And
Yeah.
a lot of those guys got pardoned.
Yeah. And when Obama was doing drone strikes on people, like he was fucking drone striking American citizens overseas. And that was a big problem. This is like
I wrote a paper on that, actually, in college.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Yeah, like they were like, we stripped you of your citizenship. Can't do that.
Yeah. And then we're just going to fly a robot overseas. And then
In
just,
Yemen, where
yeah.
we didn't even have like real troops on the ground or anything.
Yeah.
It was in Yemen.
Yeah. Like, do you think that they would have done that if that same supposed terrorist was in like Italy? Do you
No.
think that we would fly
Absolutely
a drone
not.
over there and bomb? No, because
No chance.
it would be like so much more in the news. Since it was in Yemen, people I think in America were like, "Oh, we're probably at war over there."
Yeah.
That sounds like one of those countries that we're currently in already. So yeah.
That's why people get disillusioned with the government, I feel like. I mean, whenever Obama was president, they bombed that fucking hospital and bombed a wedding with drone strikes.
Yeah.
And they don't get in trouble for that at all. But again, like if I don't see a muzzle flash, I get in trouble. But you can kill fucking 60 people at a hospital.
Yeah.
And nothing happens. There's no accountability.
Yeah. And the shit that we're doing in the Caribbean, it's like it's just so in your face that it's hard for people to grasp. Like this is extremely illegal.
Rand Paul I'm not a big Rand Paul guy, but he made a great point about it. He was like, when the Coast Guard does interdiction and they think that they have somebody that is smuggling narcotics in, about 50% of the time they're wrong whenever they go in and they board a ship. So even if you do 50% for the same type of action, you're talking about at this point 5-6 boats full of people that got killed for like not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of due process.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm in favor of drone striking these particular boats that have advertisements on them.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
That's it. For a while, all we had to contend with at the beach was like the planes that would fly overhead with the banners that drag behind them. I don't like those.
Yeah.
Those
there
suck
should be
too.
no advertising zones.
Yes.
Like capitalism has gone too far whenever you get advertised for a fucking Wawa sub.
Yeah. What's next?
Well, you can advertise for it, just not in the ocean.
No, that's what I'm saying. It should be zones.
Yeah.
Like you can't, there's certain things that you can't do within 100 feet from the shore or like on the coast. Like you have like a zone, a safe zone around certain areas where you can't do capitalism.
Yeah. Is the national parks, do they have that?
No advertising in the national parks? I don't know. I would imagine so because it's a government entity.
Yeah. Can you imagine just like a giant like Apple banner being unfurled on Half Dome in Yosemite? That'd be fucked up.
It would be.
I hope we have rules against that, but I would be completely on board for no advertisements at the beach.
What do you think you would accept as an advertisement? Is there any advertiser that you would accept? on the top of Mount Rushmore.
On Mount Rushmore. Yeah, Part of My Take.
Yeah.
Yeah, download like a QR code that subscribes you to Part of My Take.
I wouldn't mind seeing how far is it to the closest Buc-ee's
Yeah,
from on there.
yeah. Just not Cars for Kids.
No.
It's if Cars for Kids gets in our parks.
Wow.
At that point, I might just disown my citizenship and just move.
Not a kid guy.
I was thinking this morning about how I'm like 6 weeks away from being able to go to Buc-ee's.
Bucky, what's your go-to that you get there?
Well, it depends time of day.
All right, 11:30 a.m.
So it's lunchtime now.
Yeah.
So obviously you get some of the beaver chips. You can get the brisket sandwich if you want. That's fine. I like the breakfast stuff better. They have the breakfast burritos. They have the tots. They've got all sorts of stuff. Great cinnamon rolls there. So I like, and when we'll be driving from Nashville to Knoxville for the UT game, so it'll be in the morning. And then obviously in terms of the snacks and stuff, they have the strawberry sour power belts. It's the best candy you're going to find. I buy like 10 bags of them and have it stored in my home throughout the next 6 months until I can go to Buc-ee's again.
That's awesome.
Have you ever had the turkey melt from there?
No.
It is the roll is what makes it. It's essentially the same roll that they have, like a bigger version of the one that they have at Texas Roadhouse.
Really?
Yeah. So like the ones that you could put a little bit of hot butter on, they have a bigger version where they cut it in half and it's a turkey melt on the inside. It is fun. It's one of the most underrated sandwiches that there is.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah. And they use the super shredded lettuce on there, which I really like.
Oh my God. That makes me so hungry right now.
And then when I'm doing a trip like that, like Nashville to Knoxville and back in the same day, the first stop at Buc-ee's is very quick. You get a drink, you get a snack, you get out. The second trip on the way back is when you peruse and get some of your items and things like that.
I like that.
And a $7.99 Yeti cup.
Oh, I get a tumbler every single time I go to Buc-ee's.
Why would you not?
Yeah.
I have so many of those in my cabinet that when friends come over, they're like, do you have any regular cups or is it all just Yetis? And I'm like, it's essentially all Yetis. Like, it is the perfect cup. Like, if you get a soda, fill it up with ice, that bad boy's not sweating. There's no condensation anywhere, and it's going to be cold for like 3 hours without getting watered down. It's the perfect cup. Why would you have anything else? A plastic cup? Get it out of my face. Sweating all over my furniture.
I just love the idea that Big T's got, like, first trip is for business.
Yeah.
Second trip
It
to
is.
Buc-ee's is for pleasure.
Well, also
Buckle
your
in.
games in the afternoon, you got to get there. We got to be there in a timely fashion. Then on the way back, you take your time.
Yeah, leisurely.
What's the biggest thing that they sell at Buc-ee's?
Grills.
Like physically.
Grills, like big chairs.
Have they gotten into the giant skeleton market yet?
I'm certain they have.
Oh, a giant ghost beaver would be sick.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. I saw the biggest giant skeleton that I've ever seen in my life at Costco the other day. This thing it dwarfs. You think you've seen a giant skeleton before? This Halloween is about to be even spookier than
The one
ever.
that's like 20 feet tall?
Yeah, that was the old one. This one, I want to say, is more like 50 feet.
Whoa. That's too much skeleton for
it was-
most houses.
Incredible. I thought about getting one for my roof.
You go to the Costco, it's like near a Chick-fil-A.
There's a Chick-fil-A nearby, yeah.
Okay, I think we go to the same Costco.
That's awesome.
That's sick.
Maybe see you there one time.
Yeah, maybe.
Saturday morning.
Well, I would never, ever go on a Saturday. Is that when you go?
Saturday morning sometimes.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Why is that crazy?
You gotta go
You're
Wednesday
wading through a
afternoon.
sea of humanity.
Well, that's when I can go to Costco. You think everybody that's at Costco on a Saturday morning goes to Costco because they're like, this is the perfect time of week to go?
No, but that's the reason you shouldn't.
Yeah, but when else am I going to go to Costco?
You're telling me you don't have another 30 minutes the whole week.
I would say Saturday mornings by far are the most consistent time when I would have, and 30 minutes. Are you kidding? You kidding me?
Yeah, it's an hour process at bare
At
minimum.
least. At least.
Now
I
that
can
they've
get out of
gone
there
to
and have-
Coke and they've gone away from Pepsi
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, when did that happen?
in the last like 2 months, something
I may
like
not
that.
have been in 2 months.
Yeah.
Really?
They went Coke products.
I might need to go tonight.
Now, there are some times that I'll go to Costco just to get food, dog food. And in which case, I know exactly where it is. I make a beeline for the back.
Blue Buffalo.
Throw that in. Sometimes, well, no, I do a mix because I do farmer's dog.
Mm.
But then I also, if it's dry kibble, it'll be the Costco brand, like Nature's Domain, which is sneaky a really, really good type of dog food.
It is.
Like all the ingredients in there are very good for dogs, way better than most stuff you can get at like PetSmart, and it's cheap too. It's like $39 a bag, but I know exactly where that motherfucker is. I walk in, beeline for the back corner, toss it in, beeline to the front. That's a trip I can make in like 15 minutes in and out. But then you got to deal with the whole Costco parking lot thing.
A one purchase Costco trip is an abomination to the Lord.
It is, yeah.
That's not even taking advantage of your executive membership.
It's not. I feel like that's a waste when I do that. But
You have the exec?
I got the exec, yeah. Not to
Nice.
brag,
Yeah,
black
same.
card.
I want to. It's just I don't need it, but
No,
I,
it's a status thing.
I
It's
do
kinda-
wish I had the black card.
It's kind of like getting a United card so you can go into the lounge. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to go into the lounge, but it's cool when you
Right.
can.
Do you want to see the black card, Big T?
I've seen it. You have a Velcro checkerboard wallet.
I do, yeah. I do. It's RFID blocking, though.
This is about to be a
Congrats.
dick measuring contest with you. I cannot wait to see your executive card.
Oh, I bet you you're going to crush me on it.
I cannot wait to see it.
Here we go. Yeah,
let's
look
see.
at this.
Let's see the back of yours.
Look at this bad boy.
Embarrassing. You could barely see me on the
Yeah,
back.
you're
Had
so
that thing
faded.
for a while.
Yeah,
hey,
it's
chaps.
even black and white.
Chaps, when did you get your first Costco membership?
When? What year?
Yeah.
2008.
Oh, it says right there on the back how long you've had it.
When did you get yours?
That-
This is my own. My wife had one. As soon as we got married, she got one.
That says 2015 right there, chaps.
It does.
What was yours?
2011.
How many cards have you got? That's clearly a new card.
I don't hang on to it.
You get a new card? You update?
I update
Is that a
occasionally.
real ID?
I update occasionally.
should hand
Do
that
y'all
to
have
us.
a real ID?
No, because
I
I have
still
a
don't either.
I have a military ID card, so I don't have to.
I got passport.
Yeah, same.
I don't know that I'm ever going to update.
I'm just hoping that eventually they're like, we were
This is
screw
stupid.
it,
Yeah.
whatever.
How does that make us safer?
It doesn't.
Doesn't
It's
it was
dumb.
supposed to go in like 2003?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing ever. Like who? I mean, even your identity. How many people are on a watch list? Just get rid of it. Like, there's too much. The amount of people that work in a TSA checkout line, not security line, is insane.
Yeah.
40 people to watch a Kindle go through.
Mm-hmm.
We did a TSA thing, I think, last show. We talked about them quite a bit.
We did. Although I always go out of my way to be nice to the people at TSA because they don't like feeling you up
Or their job.
or their job. Like they're not happy that they're there.
I mean, imagine how
Usually
many
people that,
times do
like,
they
live
say,
right by
take
the
your
airport."
shoes off, put it in a bin, all electronics, bigger than a cell phone, put it in a bin by itself,
Yeah.
take your jackets off. You can leave your belt on.
Yeah.
Like, how many times a day can you say that without wanting to blow your brains out?
You can keep your hat on, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, keep your hat on, sir.
Hold it in your hand, hold it out.
But there are different rules depending on which line you're going through,
Mhm.
like at different airports.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they get a little snippy with you. If you're like, hey, do I have to take my laptop out? And they're like, no.
Do you not see this is the Rammer 2017? Of
Yeah.
course you don't have to.
It's like, I don't know. Listen, man, I know you just work here, but I just fly here.
Yeah.
I don't know all the rules. Big T, also in the news, you've got a video. I did not watch the 30-minute Skip Bayless video that he put out.
I watched the first 3 or 4.
It's regarding Travis Hunter's baptism.
Yeah.
Can you just give me the Reader's Digest version of this?
He was very upset that Travis got baptized the morning of a 1:00 game, saying that he needs to be taking football more seriously.
I love that. I love that. Good
And
job,
somehow continued doing that for 30 minutes.
I agree. If he didn't get baptized, maybe he's on side out in the last little bit of the
Yeah.
game, and that Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown catches, and like that's actually a touchdown because his toes are 2 inches over the line.
I like that. Yeah, he thought he was above the law because he was walking with the Lord.
That's exactly right. You need to walk back behind the line of scrimmage, bud.
Yeah, Roger Goodell, that's your God.
And
Okay.
you just look over, and it's like your own little St. Peter that's standing there like, am I too far? And they check back and give you the thumbs up or not.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot to check with St. Peter.
I've heard they're not doing that anymore.
They're not.
They're
letting
not.
You know?
They're not telling receivers, if they're onside or not, and then they're throwing flags for it.
That's stupid.
That is dumb. They did that to Terry McLaurin in a game against the Giants like 5 years ago, where he checked in twice with the referee. He was like, "Hey, I'm off the ball," and the ref like looked at him and nodded. He's like, "Just to make sure, I'm off the ball right now." And the ref didn't say shit. And then they threw. It was like a touchdown, either a run or a pass to the other side of the field. Terry didn't do anything on the play, and the ref, boom, flag, no touchdown.
Brutal.
Such bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what the Bible should be? The NFL rule book,
That's
young man.
exactly right.
That's what you swear upon when you step on this field. I love that Skip's at it though. I really do, and he knows how to push all the buttons. The thing is though, I do think that Skip Bayless believes almost all the dumb shit that he says.
Yeah, because you can't be that passionate about fake shit for that long,
I think he's just naturally kind of an asshole.
and you can't retire from takes.
No, you can't.
If you're in the take biz, you take until you die.
Yeah, he tried doing that for a little bit, but then he was like, I just miss it too much. Hey, Ernestine, do you want to do a podcast with me so that at least all these takes that I'm giving you, we can monetize them somehow? We can talk about who's on your hall pass list.
Talk about LeBron versus Jordan.
Yeah. That she probably got sick of that conversation.
Oh yeah, leaving Costco with his one bag of dog food, and he's like, "So who do you think is better?"
Yeah, just get into random debates with people all day. I think a guy like that can never get out of the take business. Truly, I think it's so far deep in his blood that he's always going to be like that. But we've seen a real boom of dudes starting podcasts with their wives.
How do we feel about it?
I don't know. Like RG3 did the same thing.
Yeah, Kittle.
Kittle did the same thing. I think it's convenient. I think you get to spend time with each other.
Yeah,
But I don't know what the target audience is for people that want to watch a guy and his wife debate sports.
I also don't get when people like argue with their spouse in public. I feel like that's a weird thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because guess what? There's going to be like certain things that bleed through into your sports arguments that you're putting out. If you're putting it out as content, there's going to be like little things that you're upset with each other for.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to just get broadcast to the entire world.
Yeah.
And that probably isn't the healthiest thing.
I don't even like talking serious stuff in an Uber with people I know,
Yeah.
much less the internet.
Yeah. But yeah, Skip Bayless is going to be there for a long time. He's going to be in our lives for a long time, hopefully.
Maybe.
delivering
How old is
sports
he?
days.
Like 79?
He looks good for his age.
He's not that old, is he?
He looks.
I bet he's 68.
Oh, I think he's out of his 60s.
You think so?
I think 72. is my-
73. 74.
Damn.
Wow.
Old.
This man works out
Should
constantly.
be president.
This man eats the same lunch every single day, turkey sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
He has the same workout routine that he's done for like the last 30 years, 40 years, and this is all he knows. He's not going to change. I bet, yeah, he's riding high off this Vandy shit for sure. Big T, are you scared of Vandy?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No.
Do you respect Vandy?
They're a solid team this year.
But you don't respect them.
It depends how you define that word.
You're taking them lightly.
No, I'm not. Buddy, you do this thing every time. I've got Alabama this week. I have 6 games before I get to Vanderbilt. They're not on my radar.
Okay. Well,
That's fair.
This is the third Saturday in October is this week, and you're talking about Vanderbilt. I don't care about Vanderbilt. And the week we're playing New Mexico State, I don't care about Vanderbilt. I care about New Mexico State.
Okay.
This is a 1-week business.
Give me a prediction about Alabama, Tennessee.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna win.
You got a chance.
Yeah, we have a chance. We're an 8-point underdog. It's college football. I wouldn't pick us to win.
Okay.
Do you
But-
view them as your biggest rival? Like, I know historically Alabama,
just-
Tennessee is one of the bigger.
It just depends, like, the age group of people you ask. Like, Tennessee fans 40 and older would say Alabama, no question. I think younger people would say Florida. But now that game's going away on an annual basis. Really old people will say, some would say Kentucky.
Really?
I think Tennessee-Kentucky is one of the most played games in the history of college football. And then obviously there's Vandy. So there's a few. But yeah, Bama. I especially now that we've won 2 of the last 3, and it's competitive again.
Yeah, I feel like that rivalry went away a little bit because they beat the brakes off y'all for so
Right.
long.
So it's good that that's a fun game again.
It was the same thing with us with the Colts, with the Jags and Colts. That wasn't a rivalry for a long time.
But it's back.
It's back.
Jags are good.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost out, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got 11 wins.
Are you just saying that because you're scarred from that season a couple years ago where you started out so hot?
No, I'm saying it because I think they're bad. Like, I don't think they're a good team. Like, everybody's kind of gassing them up. The plays that Trevor has made, there's been so many dropped interceptions in the red zone. He overthrows. I feel like I have a take for you on wide receivers and turnovers.
Okay.
If a wide receiver is running a deep post or a 9 route and is open by more than 2 steps and the quarterback overthrows him by 5 yards, that's a turnover.
The effect on the game is the same.
Yeah, maybe even more so, because it's not just a fumble that you had at the 45. You for sure, with NFL wide receiver speed, gave up 6 there.
Unless they end up scoring a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
3rd down, it's definitely a turnover.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's such a big play to miss, and he's probably missed 5-6 of them this year.
He's also the king of throwing the ball past the line of scrimmage.
And he came in, he was supposed to be this cerebral guy, like Andrew Luck style, super smart. He plays like an idiot.
He forgets where he's on the field a lot.
Because he's flustered. I feel like he's flustered a lot. Like this week when they were like, oh, he gave up 33 pressures. He held the ball forever.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll be okay. I think
they'll be okay.
I don't
Their
think they're
schedule works out.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win the division because the Colts are so good.
Which is weird.
It is very strange. But I think they'll be in contention for a wild card for sure.
I mean, just based on their schedule, they have the Rams this week, and then they have the Titans still twice that they have to play.
Yeah.
They have Houston one more time. They have the Raiders on the schedule. So realistically, that should probably be 4 wins. They might lose to the Texans because they typically split. But either way, that's 3 more. So you get to 7 for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for sure, not for sure.
But probably.
Most likely, yeah.
What do you think about their turnovers? Because their defense has been like lights out in terms of causing turnovers, forcing or are they lucky turnovers?
I feel like most turnovers are lucky. Now, the only ones that they have a bunch of punch outs, which I think is earned turnovers.
Yeah.
But like some of the fumbles I don't feel like are earned turnovers. Some of the picks that come off of like deflections, I don't know if that. I think turnovers basically always are kind of lucky.
There's an element of luck
Mhm.
that's in there, especially with fumbles, like which way the ball bounces off the ground.
Yeah,
That
like
sort of
that
thing.
interception that Devin Lloyd took back for 99 against Mahomes. I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of a lucky one.
A little bit lucky, yeah. I think Jaden Daniels' fumble was not bad luck. That was just a bad play.
Yeah.
Bad play. It's going to take me a few weeks to fully get over that one. Big T, you know college football is in full swing.
Yep.
You know what that means? It means tailgates,
Always.
cheering crowds, and the excitement of being in the stands before kickoff. All that's happening too. And if you've ever found yourself at a tailgate and decided to grab tickets at the last minute, that's where Game Time comes in. It's an app that gives the advantage back to the fans, and it's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use. The Game Time guarantee means that you can trust that you're getting 100% authentic tickets on time at the best price, plus fees are always included. So what you see is what you pay. And this weekend, we've got some great matchups coming up. Very good slate. Excited for college football this week. What game are you looking at, Big T?
Well, you talked about how much you love Vanderbilt, so I looked at LSU at Vanderbilt this week. Vandy favored over a top 25 team. I believe I saw for I forget what the number was, but it was insane. First time in a very, very long time.
That's crazy. I think LSU is going to beat them. LSU's a flawed team. Don't get me wrong, but I will be betting on LSU.
You can make some money on that.
And if I go to the game, tell me some of the deals that you can get.
I can get you in on Game Time for $122 in Section Q at it used to be Dudley Field. Now it's First Bank Stadium at Vanderbilt, Dudley, whatever. $122.
Good deal on Game Time, and you can take the guesswork out of buying those college football tickets with the Game Time app. Just download it, create an account, use code MACRO, get $20 off that first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, Redeem code MACRO, MACRO, $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. What do you think about Penn State, by the way? What do you think about that job? Obviously, there's some names that they're throwing out there, like Signetti. There's some names like I've heard Matt Rule a bunch for that job. I heard yesterday that they're even targeting Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame. Is that, if you're Marcus Freeman, would you do that?
No.
I don't think that you would,
Or
right?
Brian Kelly. LSU is a much better job than Penn State.
Brian Kelly would maybe do it. He's proven he'll take a lateral move just to kind of reset his clock and until people get pissed off at him again.
Yeah, but that's not a better job. I think
It isn't,
I think
but-
LSU is one of the best jobs in the country.
Yeah, they can talk to all these people all they want. Signetti is not leaving Indiana for Penn State at, I think he's 64 years old.
You don't think so?
No. Why would he?
Money?
He will make a ton of money.
He's from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He's got ties there.
Okay.
Uh,
He's already created a better program at Indiana than what Penn State has right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he can make the same amount of money at a school with less pressure where he's never going to get fired.
They're playing a lot of NIL money too. Like they're doing it up.
They have money.
Now, do you think that Penn State, yes, there's expectations there, but the James Franklin tenure has kind of proven that you can have the expectations, but as long as you're pretty good, they'll keep you around. It's only when you fucking suck and
I would
you lose
actually argue
back-to-back games against teams that you're 20-point favorites to, that's when they'll fire you.
I would actually argue that they've set an implicit expectation that we expect to win no fewer than 10 games every single season. And if you don't do that, we'll can you at the first opportunity.
But these were really bad losses.
They were.
With what was supposed to be a great team.
He also went to the college football playoff semifinal last year
He did.
and has won, I believe, 34 games the last 3 years.
Yeah, but
So what coach is
You don't have
eager
the-
to sign up for that?
you don't have the expectation of national championship or bust. You have that at LSU.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Oh, they are not big fans of Brian Kelly right now.
Some aren't.
I would say a lot.
He was never a fit though.
Yeah, and that's also true. It's like they will overlook anything as long as you win, but if you don't win, they at least have to like you.
Yeah.
I
They
understand
don't
why James Franklin was fired, and if that's what Penn State wants to do, by all means. I think they've set a dangerous precedent that they don't quite understand the ramifications of yet.
I feel like with one of those jobs with Signetti going to Penn State, there is something if you're in one of the big four conferences of being the best coach in the history of that school.
Yeah.
Penn State will never look at somebody else as the best coach in the history of the school. He's already the best coach in the history of Indiana.
Yeah.
Can be like an absolute god in the state. If he continues to win 9-10 games a year,
Mhm.
he is the GOAT.
Now, what do you think about a sneaky name, SEC guy, Kalen DeBoer?
Listen, I respect you a lot.
Yeah.
I do. As a person, as a professional. Can you explain to me why the hell Kalen DeBoer would leave the University of Alabama
I will.
for Penn State?
I will.
Okay.
The fan base has shown him that they expect perfection. And if
So does Penn State.
no, Penn State does not expect perfection. James Franklin's entire tenure has been a
He won 10 games a year, and they fired him the first chance they could.
that is not 10 games a year is not perfection. At Alabama, you lose to Florida State and like you can't go grocery shopping.
I think if you polled the Alabama fan base right now, it is dramatically different than it was 6 weeks ago.
It was, but if he loses a game, then they're like, fuck this guy. This guy's a piece of shit.
That's what comes
This
with
guy
coaching
ain't-
football at Alabama.
This guy ain't SEC. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that does not come at Penn State. That comes
You
at
get this-
Alabama.
probably the same amount of money for much less stress.
Yes.
I think y'all are really undervaluing the fact that James Franklin has been motherfucked there for years for going 10-2 and just got canned because he lost a couple.
But he was
bad
there for
games.
11 years.
Yeah, they're like, fuck this guy. He can't win a big game. But the next year, they're like, okay, this is the year for James Franklin. Like, they don't, at
He goes
Alabama.
9-3, 2 years in a row at Alabama, he's out.
Yeah. At Alabama, you know, Big T, you know that if James Franklin had the same track record at Alabama as he had at Penn State, he would have been gone 5 years ago.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's why.
But that's coaching football at Alabama. They pay you well for that kind of stress.
Listen, Big T, I respect you,
hmm
but I have no idea what you're talking about when you say that you can't see a world where Kalen DeBoer is at least thinking it would be nice to not have like bomb threats against my house because I lost to Florida State.
If you would like to make a friendly wager that Kalen, I'll give you great odds.
Well, yeah, because he's not great odds right now, but I'm just saying it's not the craziest thing to think.
It's the craziest thing to think.
Disagree.
Yeah, I don't think it's the craziest. You know who I always thought would be a fantastic college coach, and he's never done it? Gus Bradley.
Yeah?
Like his personality and how like bubbly he is and like encouraging. Imagine your kid is going to school, like let's say he's at Penn State. You know he's going to have a decent amount of NIL money, and it's Gus Bradley that comes walking in the door.
Mhm.
I think so many moms and dads would love that guy. If he could find good coordinators, he would be an amazing college head coach.
I just think that it's tough to go to college from the NFL because there's so much stuff that goes along with it that is
Yeah.
not part of your job and what's made you good at being either a high-profile coordinator or a head coach in the NFL. And he might have the personality for it, but then there's a lot that you have to learn in terms of recruiting, people that you have to talk to, the whole NIL thing, the portal. It seems like a ton of stuff that the only guys that have been good at it,
Belichick.
Belichick's up there. Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll was great. He was a coach for the Patriots, and then went to USC and just dominated there. You could make that case for Lane Kiffin as well, but I guess Lane had the background in college before he went to the NFL. Then flamed out in the NFL, came back to college, and has had a good amount of success there. But yeah, it's
Matt Rule too.
Matt Rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Rule. But he was a college guy.
Yeah.
Up to the NFL,
Mhm.
then back to college. I think it's easier. I don't know. What do you think, Big T? Have there been? What are the best examples of a college coach that has gone to the NFL and had like an enormous amount of success?
I mean, Carroll did it both ways.
Yeah.
But
Harbaugh.
yeah, it's
Harbaugh.
neither is easy, but it's infinitely easier to go from college to the NFL. Like coaches rave about assistants when they go from recruiting 360 days a year to going to the NFL and having like an off season. They're like, my life is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going back to college it'd be tough.
Who's the Jeff Halfley? He was the Boston College head coach briefly, and then now is he the DC for the Packers or something?
College to NFL is easy. That Tom Coughlin by a mile.
Yeah.
I believe he said like, I'm not going back to college coaching. Halfley.
Yeah, he was the head coach at Boston College from 2020 to 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had some people that were head coaches in college that have taken coordinator jobs in the NFL. It's pretty crazy. I am worried about a little bit, not necessarily Penn State, but a school like Virginia Tech or UNC, if things don't work out with Belichick, taking JMU's head coach, Bob Chesney. I feel like Kurt Cignetti's
He's a Northeast guy.
his success at Indiana, I think has put a big target on Bob Chesney, being like maybe it's a system school. I don't know. Maybe they're just cranking out coaches there, and I feel like Bob Chesney he's done good enough with the Dukes where he will get a Power 4 offer this offseason, and I don't know that he's going to turn it down.
By the way, all these schools that have already fired their coaches, if you line up all the coaches that are actually on the market, James Franklin's probably number one.
Yeah, he's going to get a good job.
Like if
for
he
sure.
wants to coach again, he can get another great Power 4 job.
He could go back. He could do the Rutgers program and go back to Virginia Tech. Wasn't he Virginia Tech?
Vandy.
Vandy.
yeah.
I actually think it'd be funny if Penn State hired Vandy's coach again, but I don't think he's leaving.
Who's their coach now?
Clark Lee, he's a Vandy graduate, and he has done a good job there, but I don't think he's itching to leave.
Who do you like for Arkansas?
Arkansas, I mean, they should try to hire James Franklin.
Yeah.
They spend too much money on basketball, so I don't know how attractive of a job it is. But I don't know. I haven't really heard any names linked to them yet. So
I just want Coach O back.
There's so many big schools with opening. It's kind of exciting.
this year's going to
Yep.
be crazy.
Florida's pre-opened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've kind of
Florida
already.
State probably too.
Florida State might. Auburn might. Oklahoma sneaky might. And then some of these schools are going to get sitting head coaches.
Who do you like for Florida?
Lane, if Florida will take him.
You think that's a better job than Ole Miss?
Florida?
Yeah.
Not even close. I think Florida has a case to be the best job in the country.
Oh, I don't.
It's top 5.
I don't know, man. They struggled for so long now.
Well, they've hired shitty coaches, but the recruiting base is incredible. The athletic department is one of the best that's ever existed. They have plenty of money. I think Georgia should be the best job in the country, all things being equal, but Florida's right up there. It's gonna be a crazy coaching carousel.
We'll get back to macrodosing in a second. It's brought to you by Quince. As the weather cools, it's time to swap in the pieces that actually get the job done. Warm, durable, built to last, and Quince delivers every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you through the season. It's time to get dressing up, guys. It's layers season. They've got the kind of fall staples that you actually want to wear on repeat, like the 100% Mongolian cashmere from just $60, classic fit denim, and real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. I've got my eye on that suede trucker jacket. It's perfect for layering. It just looks really casual but put together. They're also very, very comfortable clothes. I love the polo shirt that I got from Quince. I love the pants that I got from Quince. They're in heavy rotation. They look great. They fit great. They feel great. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middlemen to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Layer up this fall. You get pieces that feel as good as they look. Go to quince.com/dose, get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. So Canada, shout out Canada, QUINCE.com/dose. You get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/dose. All right. Oh shit. Did you guys see that DJ Moore stayed overnight in DC?
Yeah, at the hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Well, they said it was groin. And then Pro Football Doc, he's like, I can't really say for sure what it is, but there's only one type of injury that would be a groin injury that led to hospitalization. Twisting your balls.
Oh, testicle torsion.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
I mean, Big T,
they switch sides or like?
No, it gets wrapped around like tetherball.
Yeah, like one of them twists up. And then it cuts off blood. And then if you don't go to a hospital, they have to take it out. That's when I had my most recent kidney stone. That's what I thought that I had because the pain was just like localized in my nut. And so I went to the hospital and they like fast tracked me through the ER. There was like a big waiting room. People, they're like, we need to get this guy an ultrasound. Then they did the ultrasound on my balls. And she was like, good news, there's blood flow. It's not twisted nut. I was so happy. I also felt so bad for the lady that had to do an ultrasound on my scrotum.
Yeah. The lady that cleaned me up before my vasectomy, I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
Did you talk about the Commanders game?
I did not talk about the Commanders game yet. That was my recap right there.
And that's why you should wear sacks with the ballpark pouch technology.
Yeah, yes, Big T. You nailed it. Sax is the best underwear in the world. Ever since I switched to Sax, I've had no testicle pain in my life. And with the last pair of underwear that I had the most terrible testicle experience of my life. But so far, I'm living clean with Sax. They changed their game in 2006. They've got the ballpark pouch technology. You can upgrade your underwear drawer today. They give you breathable fabric, no ride-up legs, and a pouch that keeps everything in its lane. No chafing, no riding up, no weird adjusting midday, just distraction-free comfort that lasts. Once you try Sax underwear, you'll realize how bad your old underwear really was. Visit Sax.com, SAXX.com, to upgrade your comfort today.
That's the second time this show I've had no idea if we're leaving something in, if we're taking it out.
I think we leave all that in.
Okay.
Yeah, testicle talk, yeah.
Yeah, nut talk. I will talk briefly about the game on Monday night. That sucked. That sucked. It sucked. Everything sucked about that. Sucky way to lose a game. The refs actually tried to give the game to the Commanders, and we lost one of those, which you can't do.
Everyone on this show on Monday lost except me.
Congratulations, Big T. Yeah. Big
Monday Night Football, shout out.
Big come up for the Falcons, yeah. Sorry, Mackenzie.
Yeah, it's okay. Other people are worrying me. I'm not worried, but everybody else is worrying me.
There's no shame in losing to the Falcons. Falcons might be pretty good.
The offense is like I was saying that it's that I'll say a sixth grader even could design an effective Falcons offense. It's just like get the ball to Bijan.
I mean, imagine if they had more than one wide receiver.
Yeah, get the ball to Drake London. Get the ball to Kyle Pitts. And yes, that's exactly what you should do as that offense. Bijan is so good in space.
I believe Drake London was the only receiver who caught a pass on Monday night.
That's pretty nuts.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Pitts had a couple, but he was the only wide receiver.
I'm also, like, you're not worried, McKenzie. I'm also not worried about Jaden Daniels. It was a bad play. He screwed that up. He knows he screwed it up. I don't think that he's a bad quarterback. I think he's a very, very good quarterback. I think he'll figure it out. That's not like there's nothing in his game that leads me to believe that that's going to be a problem for him. Like, you could take other quarterbacks and say, if you fumble in a clutch moment like that, we're seeing a pattern, and now we're beginning to doubt. With Jaden, it's like the opposite. He's been so good in the clutch moments over the course of his career so far. I'm not going to be worried about that until it starts to become a problem. I think he's going to figure it out. Everything's going to be fine. Again, I don't think that we're going to win 12 games this year like we did last year. Our schedule is so much harder this year than it was last. But I still think that we'll be a good team. I think that we'll be fighting for a wild card spot. I think that we might win a wild card game. But I don't think that the team, especially the slow-ass defense, our old defense, is going to be able to take us to the Super Bowl. Next year, that's the Super Bowl season. I might even get a tattoo. Washington Commanders 2026 Super Bowl champions.
I've always thought that we should, after like the Super Bowl, we should sell the team that lost the Super Bowl champion shirts.
Mm-hmm.
We as in Barstool or society?
Both via Barstool.
I tried. I went to the Louisville, Michigan Final Four national championship game. That was 2013. And Louisville won. And I was with my uncle, and we were leaving, and we were like, nobody else in the world will have the Michigan national champion shirts. Like, we should try to get them. And we went up and down to every person selling them, and nobody would do it. They said they'd get in huge trouble.
Well, we could print them.
Yeah,
right?
We could.
Like, if you didn't use the actual team logo, like if it just said Jacksonville Super Bowl champions, I guess they have the phrase Super Bowl trademarked.
They do, yeah. And the trophy.
Yeah, and the SB whatever.
World champions.
World champions,
Do
yeah.
world champions,
Do
yeah.
world champions. Big game champs.
Yeah. Could you do Super Bowl all one word?
Probably not.
Because Super Bowl is 2 words. They probably have that trademark,
They
too,
probably
the one
do.
word. You guys want to talk algorithms?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that the name Al Gore is in the word algorithm?
Even in the internet.
I have a quote from Al Gore.
Oh, hit me.
I don't know if you saw it. Oh, you want to just lead with it?
Yeah.
He said that algorithms are the, quote, digital equivalent of AR-15s.
Assault Rifle 15 is what that stands for,
Yes.
by the way, if you're not familiar.
Yeah.
True.
But there's a lot to unpack in that statement.
He also said they should be banned. Just ban all algorithms.
So
I wouldn't mind that. If we went to an actual timeline again, that would be electric.
yeah, so that's a lot of people have testified before Congress that that's what you should have on these social media apps. Like there was a Facebook whistleblower that said, just I think in 2021, we should go back to chronological timelines on everything, because once you introduce the algorithm into social media, that's when they can start programming what they want you to see.
Mm-hmm.
And typically what generates the most engagement is things that make people angry.
Mm-hmm.
Is what they found out.
There are a ton of problems with Twitter/X now, but I do like that I have my timeline of the things that I have said I want to see, and they're in chronological order. And then you can give me the one that you think is what I want, and I'll pick and choose.
The For You page?
Yeah.
The For You page on Twitter is insane.
I don't use that at all.
I would say I use it more than, because like I have so many people muted that my chronological timeline only refreshes every 20 30 minutes or so.
How often do you mute people that you find on the For You page?
Never. I'll just scroll past it.
I hate the For You page.
Why?
I hate it. It's just filled with the last stuff that I want to see.
I would argue that's because you haven't used it enough for it to generate what you want to be seeing.
I don't know about that, man. I see all kinds of shit that I fucking hate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
see,
the
I
time.
hear people saying that. And I hear people say there's like people getting killed and stuff on their For You pages. Mine is UT, Braves, Falcons, and then a little politics thrown in there.
It's like it's not just the For You page, which I don't think I've seen people getting killed on the For You page, but like when you watch a video, the next one that shows up, that's usually a pretty good one. And then the one that comes after that, that's when you see some dark shit and you're like, why are you feeding this to me?
I never roll the videos
Why is this
if
next
I
up?
watch one, I'm out after that.
But yeah, I mean, Twitter used to be entirely
Mm-hmm.
chronological based. Facebook used to be chronological based. Then they changed that up because they figured, okay, that's how we can start feeding you the stuff that
Mm-hmm.
will make you more likely to engage and spend more time on our app, and then we can sell all that data and say, here's what we found out about user behaviors. Here's where we can put ads in.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes like a big money making tool on their part, and it's definitely not healthy.
For sure not. I mean, I deleted X from my phone just because it got so bad that I ended up every time I used the app, I was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
So now I just schedule everything for work from my laptop, and then it becomes really none of my business what's happening on there.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I do with Barstool blogs. Like, because the comment section is so insane now, it's like an old 4channel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even schedule my own. I write it, give it to Nate, and then just I forget that I ever posted it.
Let Nate drop it.
Yeah, it's none of my
This
business.
is Nate's problem.
Once it
now.
goes into the draft, it's none of my business.
Yeah, with the whole like non-chronological piece of it, and how they've figured out where to make their money, and that's via anger. They got you addicted to anger, to being mad online, and it's not good for you. But I guess a lot of people are like, this is how World War III is going to start. Actually, breaking news, I saw Alex Jones a couple days ago. He declared that World War IV has started.
Oh shit! What was 3?
I don't know, but 3 is, I guess it's over, or maybe we have 2 world wars going on.
Did
at
we
the
win
same
3?
time. I think we did. World War III champions.
Damn, back to back to back.
Yeah, 3-peat. Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Let's go USA.
Let's
Print
fucking
those
go.
shirts.
Yeah, we skipped right to World War IV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not deep enough into the Alex Jones lore at the moment to understand what World War III. Oh, I know why he said World War IV. Because Trump stopped World War III.
Got it.
That was happening, and so now we're on to World War IV.
What was World War 3?
I don't know. Whichever of the 7 wars that Trump stopped.
Oh,
Well, Iran maybe was going to be the start. Remember that?
Yeah, there was Iran, there was Ukraine, there was the Beirut explosion. You remember that?
mm-hmm.
When that happened, that was
No.
the start of World War.
Oh,
giant
many years
explosion.
ago. Yeah.
that was the start of World War III.
When they bombed somebody in Doha.
Yep. There was Israel Palestine. Obviously, that was also a World War III.
Iran, or India, Pakistan.
Yep, World War. Yeah, also part of World War III.
Mm-hmm.
That 1 week with Iran, though, people were really starting to talk about it. That like this was going to be a problem,
Yeah,
and then it just disappeared.
when you bomb a new country and you go after their nuclear facilities.
But you're talking about recently. This was years ago. I believe Biden was president. It may have been at the end of Trump's first term.
Soleimani? Is that what you're talking about? When they bombed Soleimani?
That
Yeah.
could be it. It was something with
That
Iran.
was the Trump administration that did Soleimani.
and people were like, this is going to be the beginning of World War III.
Yeah, because it was after they had bombed the base. I think it was Al-Assad. They had bombed it, and nobody got injured, and so they killed Soleimani.
yeah, Soleimani was like a rock star in
Yeah.
Iran. He was
And
like,
then they volleyed some back that intentionally missed.
yeah. And when we killed Soleimani, that was not in Iran. I want to say it was Saudi Arabia, Iraq. I forget. I forget what
I don't
country
think it was
in.
Saudi Arabia. I think it was Iraq. That
Yeah.
was like on the border, essentially.
Yeah, so he like flew into an airport. They tracked his car afterwards. Then they fired a Hellfire missile into it.
Mhm. Hellfire missiles are cool as fuck.
They're crazy. Have you seen the ones that? This might have been the one that killed Soleimani. It doesn't have like a big warhead on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got blades that come out. So it's designed to like localize the damage done to just that one area. So it's like a flying fan, or like a flying razor blade that hits you, and it causes like enough
Like a propeller.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like knives that shoot out of the side of the giant knives that are just designed to chop you up. I think that's what we got Soleimani with. But
You'll never find Marines happier than whenever there's Hellfire missiles that go down.
Yeah.
Hellfire missiles and A-10 runs.
A-10 runs. R.I.P. the A-10.
Yeah.
I think they actually killed it this time.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The old warthog.
Yeah. Calling close air support. The sound of that gun must be a great sound.
Oh, my God, dude. Like, I've been where they lay them overhead, and it was the first time I learned what the phrase pink mist was. Like, well, not learned what it was, but saw it in effect.
Yeah.
It is unbelievably destructive.
And I totally know what that is, but for people who don't.
So, like, an A-10 is primarily a gunship. They do have the capabilities of having some smaller missiles and dropping missiles, but it's primarily a plane that uses essentially large-scale machine guns. I think it's 20-millimeter cannons that it has, which are large rounds, like much bigger than a 50 caliber. So whenever it goes down, it creates a wave of essentially big bullets. And so whenever they do that, it fires at such a cyclic rate, and you don't have to worry about the barrels bending or anything like that like you would with a 50 caliber machine gun. It lays nothing but destruction. So like they're used in situations like I was on a rooftop in Karma, and there was like 50, 60 dudes that we were fighting, and it was pretty heavy. There was 12 of us in the house, and whenever we were getting, like they were getting closer and closer and closer, we called in an A-10 gun run, and whenever it came over, that was it. That was it. Like so many people just completely like vaporized.
So the bullets, they're like high explosive rounds too. So even if they don't hit you, if they hit nearby you, it's like a little mini grenade that will take you out if you're standing like 5 feet from where the bullet hit.
Yeah, they can have like incendiary that if you put it into like a car, that'll completely disable, not just like fuck it up, but it also like burns essentially. So they have that. They have ones with tracers. They have all kinds of different rounds that they can use in those that have different, like the exploding ones, like he was talking about. That I don't understand why they would get rid of that weapon. Like if you talk to infantry guys on the ground, it's their favorite that could be in support, that's in air support.
They essentially built an awesome gun, and then they said, how can we make this gun fly?
Yeah,
and then they built
love that.
the plane around the gun.
it's a flying machine gun.
Yeah. The A-10 is the one that it's usually got like the mouth with teeth painted on the nose of it.
Mm-hmm. Just to be clear, I was familiar with the A-10. I'm 1% offended. Y'all would think I wouldn't be. I was referring to pink mist, but
Okay.
Oh, pink mist is when a body is basically just completely destroyed, and the blood that is sprayed looks like pink mist in the air.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We got a new plane that's about to drop.
New plane drop.
A new plane might be dropping soon. The F-47, 6th generation. They're flying it. It's done some test flights. We haven't seen it yet, but we're about to see it for the first time.
Is it one you can see, or is it invisible?
Radars cannot see it.
Okay.
The human eye can.
Hopefully, it's not as big a piece of shit as the F-35.
Well, chaps, I'm gonna disagree with you about the F-35.
The F-35 stinks
Why?
because they're always broken, dude. Like 80% of them aren't operable.
Embrace debate. They have a higher than average grounded time than other planes. You have to spend a lot of time servicing them.
Mm-hmm.
For every hour it flies, I forget how many hours you have to spend like making sure that it's going to be able to fly again. But when it flies, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we can agree about that.
they just don't. Like
So,
I
yeah.
feel like we have the capabilities with other older jets that have insane capabilities that we don't really. I think it's. I mean, I'm just tired of so much defense spending. It's preposterous that people are hungry in this country, and we need another. Like we're so much more advanced than any other military in the world. We spend more money than the rest of NATO combined by a long shot. How much do you need?
I agree that the price tag is just insane.
Now, if they wanted to boost Navy, like if they wanted to do aircraft carriers, more warships, that would make sense because China's up in theirs a ton too. But more money on air, we dominate the air anyway.
I think we're doing more money on air to prepare for a hypothetical war against China. Like if they
But that
launch
needs gunships.
if they launch all their J-10s and J-20s, we want to have an F-35 that's up there being a quarterback that's like telling all the other planes where to shoot their missiles.
Yeah.
But we are, we spent a shitload of money. And then do you see Trump, like, I think it was 6 months ago, said that he is now designing a new plane personally. the F-35-3 Super Lightning.
He's
So,
drawing it up.
He's drawing it up. That's literally what he did.
It's gonna look like the plane version of a Cybertruck.
He said that he liked the F-35, but he would like it a lot more if it had 2 engines instead of 1. Because when he flies in a plane, are you more comfortable flying in a single engine or one that's got a backup engine in case one goes out?
I like that.
So he's designed, which if
Why
you,
not 3? Triples is best.
triples is safe.
Yeah.
If you were to put a second engine on the F-35, you'd pretty much have to redesign the entire frame.
It would be a different plane.
It would be a completely different plane.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to do that. That's one of those things that I think he just said one time that people in the defense industry are going to be like, let's just not give an update on how the Super Lightning is
I
going to
disagree.
go.
I think the defense industry would love it. Like Lockheed Martin and Boeing would be chomping at the bit to design a new one because they're going to get paid fucking billions and billions of dollars again.
I don't think that they have enough people right now to work on the Super Lightning. I think the Lightning...
That doesn't matter. R&D money.
I think that the F-35 program has just been like so many people working so long trying to fix everything that's going wrong with it that they simply do not have the bandwidth, and they're just hoping that Trump's going to forget he ever said that. And they'll probably be right. I mean, he can only have room in his head for so many of his ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll say something, and then he's going to forget about it, and then they just won't give him an update on that. And they got their hands full with the F-47 project. But my prediction, I'm calling my shot. We might see an F-47 at the Super Bowl, making its debut flight.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
A showman.
Although he doesn't really like the Super Bowl right now. Anyways, back to the algorithms, the social media algorithms. They're designed to make you angry. They're also, that's a little bit misleading saying that they're designed to make the companies more money, whatever way possible. So if they find out that making you angrier via content that they directly serve you is going to translate to more time spent on their app, then that's what they're going to want to do.
Wasn't it Howard Stern that said the people who hate me listen for twice as long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't hate nobodies.
They don't. Do you guys remember when Google came out for the first time? Big T, you probably don't.
I am 28. I do not.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
The first time I remember using Google, I want to say it was like 2000?
That sounds about right.
Because before Google, there was ask.com.
Ask Jeeves.
There was Ask Jeeves. There was Lycos.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I forgot about that one.
But yeah, Ask Jeeves was your internet butler that you would just ask a question like you do with Google, and then it would give you like pages of shit that you couldn't really sort or parse.
The original Alexa.
Yeah. So you had to know what websites to go to back then. You couldn't just figure out. Like if you had an idea like, oh, I wonder what the most efficient way to water crops in rural, like Midwest America is.
Zone 6 of gardening.
You'd have to go to either like, Home and Garden magazine, or you'd have to type in like iowa.edu and hope that took you to the Iowa's website.
Yeah.
And then see if they had any information on there about how to grow crops.
And the websites look like absolute shit.
Dog shit. GeoCities everywhere. Yeah. But then in 2000, Google figured out how to send crawlers out across the internet and take pictures of websites and start to categorize them so you could just search on there. And then that would take you, their algorithm was so much better in terms of figuring out what you were looking for that they just dominated. Google, for like a tech company, has been just dominant, just absolutely dominant in the search game. Everything else has changed over the years. You've had like disruptors, but nobody's really, like Microsoft tried to do it with Bing. There's been Firefox. Yeah.
What's the new one?
Well, there's a new Microsoft.
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo has been around for a little bit.
I mean, everyone just uses ChatGPT now.
Yeah.
Like I know people who have completely eliminated. They use AI for everything that should just be like a quick Google search.
And AI is wrong.
Yeah.
All the time, dude. Like doing these questions that I do around the office.
Yeah.
It is wrong so often.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, what are the top 5 airports in terms of travel, like for passengers? And then it'll give me some weird one that I'm like, there's no way that fucking Madrid is in that. And I'll be like, can you check number 3 to see if it's actually, good catch.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, good catch. Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. Thank you for telling me I'm wrong.
Also, AI is an absolute travesty. Like, because they're, like, OpenAI will use more power than New York City and San Diego combined this year.
Yeah.
I keep seeing stuff about that, particularly about water.
Yeah.
I'm not very well versed in how it's drying up reservoirs, but
They use it for cooling.
Yeah.
They
so,
run the water through cooling, and then there's an evaporation process. There was one that was on Lake Michigan that they wanted to do, and eventually they were like, no, it'll deplete Lake Michigan much faster than it should, and it's one of the larger freshwater lakes that there are that we can use.
Yeah. So think about like a standard desktop computer that you might have, Big T. If you have it in a small room, it emits heat, right?
mm-hmm.
So you walk in that room, it's a little bit warmer than normal there. These AI companies are building these giant data centers that are filled with essentially computers, like packed, like they're just rows and rows and rows and rows of nothing but CPUs that are running.
Sure, but Amazon has that. We've had that forever.
Right. But the AI engines need so much more of them to do their AI compilation work or whatever the fuck they do.
Got it.
So they need way, way more of them. And so in order to cool off those rooms so that the computers themselves don't overheat and break, they need a fuckload of air conditioning. And they need to draw water for that to cool all them off. So yeah, they're using just insane amounts of energy and water.
More than New York and San Diego combined is absolutely wild.
It is wild. And I think that
Should be illegal.
ChatGPT is definitely going to come out with their own browser soon, right?
I mean, it kind of is like their browser, the amount of websites that it'll already search.
But like when you have Google Chrome installed on your phone or on your computer, and then you use Google Chrome to go to chatgpt.com. I feel like at some point ChatGPT is just going to have their own internet browser and have everything based around their AI.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right, the problem with them right now is they get way too much easy stuff wrong.
Yeah.
But eventually they might not
I mean, if it continues learning, how do you roll that back?
Yeah, we talked about this a lot last week because we talked about the whole OpenAI copyright lawsuit going on with like the New York Times and a bunch of other places.
Stealing writers' information.
Stealing all the shit. Everything that is in ChatGPT is actually stolen from somewhere else.
There was a guy that I saw the post where he wrote this article on his Substack that he created this woman who blonde hair, like based off of people that live in Norway, like perfect tits essentially. Mm-hmm. And he started the account on Instagram with her just doing regular stuff like talking in the car. Occasionally she would be like doing outfit of the day. He said that he gained 350,000 followers in 30 days and made 28 grand from this fake AI person.
That's crazy.
And he was like, if you want to make decent money, this is all you have to do.
There's one natural resource that's never going to go away, and that's horny dudes.
Yeah. And I shouldn't say perfect tits because that's in the eye of the beholder.
Right. There's some like them low, some like them high, some like them big, some like them small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love how Elon is on Grok just promoting that you can add a girlfriend to any picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see what OpenAI said today or yesterday?
No.
That they're going to start allowing users to engage with erotica
Oh,
hell
my
on
God.
their platform.
Now we're
That's-
cooking with gas.
That is super dangerous.
Just nothing but a horny generation.
I
Horny
mean,
generation, and also like being able to like make your own deep fakes of people that exist in real life in your pictures.
Folks, let's bring back Jugs magazine.
Yeah.
We don't need all of this stuff.
I like analog porn.
Yeah.
You know?
Give me the squiggly titties again.
Yeah. This is going to put prostitutes out of business.
yeah, starting in December, OpenAI will let adult users access mature content, but only if they verify their age.
Oh, not doing
Sam
that.
Altman says it's part of treating, quote, adults like adults.
That's what it is, yeah. It's not about making money. at whatever. It's about democracy.
But I bet it would learn like my ChatGPT, because I use it for like the questions and stuff, trying to find different obscure facts, which after a year and a half of doing that, it's becoming difficult. So I'll use it and it learns like what you like. Like if I ask a question, it'll be like, do you want this in terms of stuff for drop a pin, top 5, or around the office? So if that's the case and you're doing it for erotica,
Yeah.
all the things that you're really horny for have got to be right there.
Wait, when you're on ChatGPT, do you tell ChatGPT I'm doing this for my around the office?
Yeah, you can kind of train it. Like where you say, I want to create a different series where you don't repeat information. Like most people use it for a simple question.
Mhm.
If you give it very detailed instructions, it could follow along for that. Like you
Okay.
can say, for instance, even though it still fucks it up, if you're writing a brief, pull all information that's relevant for this specific topic, giving these parameters and this time period. I don't want you to make anything up. Cite your sources. It'll do, like if you give it 15 point of like guidance,
Mhm.
that's what it'll pop out. So you can do it like my spouse will use it when she will go on and it'll be this big report. She could go in and be like, summarize this report, find any inconsistencies, find any punctuation errors, and check resources for factual information. And it'll go through it in like a second and do it.
One thing it's not good at is sports.
Yeah, bad for stats.
It doesn't know
Very
sports.
bad for stats.
It
yeah.
messes stuff up all the time.
Yeah.
I've tried to check it. We even did the we would roll that 100-side dice thing
Mhm.
and then try to figure out a player that wore that jersey number in any sport, and we would ask ChatGPT and it would give us some answers that were just completely untrue.
Yeah, like I asked it one time for one of these questions that I wanted to do. It was around the Super Bowl. What team has scored the most touchdowns in NFL history?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like my computer started smoking.
Yeah.
It was like, we have no idea.
I do what Chap said for this show.
Oh yeah.
I take our prep sheets and I put it in there. I say, summarize this with all relevant information for the Macrodosing podcast and create like segments and talking points that would be good on Macrodosing. It's like, okay, here you go. Today it said, would you like a few Macrodosing style segments or talking points, parentheses, like how PFT or Arian might approach it with humor or suspicion? I said yes. And then it gave me some.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's good for stuff like that.
Give me a talking point that I might approach this topic with.
For you, so it gave me, we're all in a giant psychological experiment. The algorithm might already be God. Is the internet even real anymore? And the algorithm radicalized your uncle.
that does seem like some of your tweets.
It does. I don't think I have an uncle that's been radicalized.
And then underneath each of
Not
these
yet.
is, talking points and
Okay.
different stuff.
Interesting.
One thing I hate about algorithms, like for instance, I'm a gardener now. I've been trying my hand at gardening, and I'll look up on TikTok. I want to watch a video of how do I deadhead my mums correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the next 3 months, all I see is people deadheading mums.
It's like I've moved past that.
Yeah, I don't care about that anymore.
That was a fleeting interest. That
I did a lot of log splitter blogs whenever COVID was going around.
Yeah.
I don't care about log splitters anymore. One that I do appreciate, however, this is one of my big hobbies on the internet that I will always watch. I love watching murderers get sentenced to life in prison.
I love sentencing. Dude,
sentencing videos are the fucking best.
I've said this recently, but I'm big on police body cam videos, and there's a judge in Houston named Judge Fleischer.
I'm familiar. The guy with the bow tie.
Yep, and I just watch all his videos.
There's a Judge Stevens that's in Kamal County. He was my judge when I got in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You remember that
when
guy?
he came across the TikTok, I was like, that gave me more PTSD than anything ever happened in Iraq.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God. But there's another one that's in San Antonio, and she is fucking ruthless. Like she'll get, especially if it involves kids, like the state will recommend 6 years on a plea bargain, and she'll look at it and she's like, I'm not accepting this. What he did was egregious. If he's pleading guilty, I'm not saying that he's guilty because I haven't adjudicated him that. But if that is the case and he puts in this plea, he's absolutely not getting 6 years. So roll the dice if you want to or go to trial.
Oh wow.
Which is fucking wild. Which is in their purview to be able to do
Yeah.
it. Those are great. And I've been like the First Amendment auditors. Have you ever seen those? I feel like you would
No.
love those. It's guys that will go out, they'll be sitting on like a sidewalk filming a business, and people will come out
Okay,
or
yeah.
whatever,
yeah, I've
like
seen
do
some of
that.
those.
But some of them get into little bras, a little bit of fisticuffs and
Yeah.
what have you, where somebody will approach and grab the person's camera or try to like get in their face, and then they hit them with pepper spray or like the bear spray. Watching the reactions of people that got pepper sprayed is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's the best.
They like start to walk away and hold their eyes, and they realize how bad it is, and then just fall down on the ground.
Yeah, there's one guy from, I've seen it probably 100 times on TikTok. He's from Kentucky, and he's like, I'm from this small town in Kentucky. You don't want to fuck with me. I will fucking kill you where you stand. Gets pepper sprayed,
Mhm.
and then he's like, God. He starts walking into different cars, tripping over like the curb. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I watched one last night of a guy who walked up on a cop calling a tow truck on this car because the VIN was covered or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I'm going to tow it. The guy's like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm going to tow this car. Is it your car? He goes, no, I'm just walking around, whatever. And for 10 minutes, he's just like accosting this cop, and he won't say that it's his car. And then finally, at like 20 minutes later, I watched this for a long time. The cop finally gets the tow truck to come. He's like, what are you doing to my car? He's like, so it is your car. And then, anyway, it was better if you watched it. But yeah, I just watched those all day.
Yeah, the sentencing videos are the best.
The one judge that's like, I know that you're maintaining your innocence. What do you think should happen to the person if we find him?
Oh, yeah. The
person
guy
that
with
did
tattoos
this.
all over his
He's
face.
like, they should put him underneath the jail.
Yeah.
I
I
used to
think
be-
they should put him underneath the jail.
And then the judge's like, okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Life without
Yeah.
life without the possibility of parole.
Yeah. Yeah, the algorithms, they got you guys for sure.
Mhm.
I've been served a lot of stuff on, I see it mostly on YouTube, the algorithms that it puts me in. And then the shorts algorithm that I'm in for YouTube shorts is way different from anything else. It just knows that I like to watch ammunition videos to see if stuff will penetrate like other things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I've got this 45-pound plate for weightlifting. Let's see if a 45, if a Desert Eagle
Yeah.
can break through. And then I watch it in slow motion, and I have zero interest in guns or ammunition really. But I'm fascinated to just see.
Will it go through?
I like
hits?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. I like watching stuff break. It's got me dead to rights on that one.
So,
I have a question for you. So it's no secret that we're different politically.
mm-hmm.
How is your current coverage for what's happening in Chicago with ICE? Like,
I
is
don't
yours positive?
see a ton of it.
Okay.
I
So that-
really,
that checks out.
I really only see, like I'll see people complaining about it certainly, but then it's mostly responses to that. I don't see a ton of stuff. I don't get a ton of political stuff on Twitter, honestly.
I mean, like TikTok or anything. Like, I see a bunch of like.
TikTok, I don't think I see any.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like that's different. You know, like I feel that's like they do learn what you see, and they will craft whatever you hate.
Mm-hmm. They do. I got to the point where I don't use TikTok anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just because the algorithm it really got me addicted for the first couple months I was using it.
Yeah.
Like I would just lay in bed, just swipe up, swipe up,
Mhm.
swipe up, and I would look up, and I'd been doing that for like an hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yeah, this is not good. It's not good for my sleep.
I told you, just talking in general, that I've basically stopped scrolling social media for the most part. And
Yeah.
now whenever I want to, I have like the Kindle app on my phone and I read instead. Like if I'm bored in like a waiting room or something, I no longer scroll social media. I
Mhm.
just read.
So when Google started, they sent their crawlers across the internet, took a snapshot of everything online, categorized it, made their search engine way more powerful than anything else, and then they came out with their slogan, the company slogan, which was "Don't be evil," which is
That was the original Google slogan?
yeah, and it's a good thing to say. But when you think about why a company would make that their slogan, you start to figure out that they understand that the product that they're creating is very capable of
Mhm.
being evil.
Mm.
Like if you start a muffin company,
Oh, yeah.
don't be evil. Hey, you're going to be tempted to be evil, but we're not here to be evil.
That's an evil ass cupcake company after
with,
a
with
while.
these muffins and cupcakes. Like,
Mhm.
unless you're actually putting like drugs into your cupcake, you're like, we're just gonna put a little bit of heroin in these cupcakes.
I thought we were talking weed.
Our weed.
That'd be fine.
People are gonna love these cupcakes. Well, yeah, I think even if you started like a weed cupcake company, you wouldn't say don't be evil.
Yeah, because eventually you start using lower quality cannabis that has
Yeah.
like pesticides because you want that your profit margin to be higher.
Right. Yeah, but would that even be evil?
Yeah.
I guess it kind of would be evil, but you only say that about your company that you're starting if you think that there's a high possibility that you could become evil at some point.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the Android operating system because Google would learn about you as you were searching things. It would figure out what the relevant search results would be given your history using Google. And then they came out with Android so that they could monitor when you're not online, like in everything that you do across it. Like on your Android phone, it's like all that information is going right to Google.
I also think on the Android aspect that the Android operating system for Americans at least would be a lot more popular than the iOS if whenever you downloaded anything on an Android phone, that dumbass notification on the top bar was never invented. Like if you're just trying to download the Facebook app, it should download that. I don't need a notification on the top that I have to scroll down, dismiss. People didn't want that. It was ugly.
So I haven't had an Android since 2010, 2011, I think.
Probably the same for me.
So I
No,
don't
like 2008.
I don't remember that much about the bar that would pop up, but I know that when I switched to an Apple, it was like, yeah, everything's very easy on this phone, which is probably
Smooth.
information that they designed that based on all the research that they've done tracking everybody's motions on any sort of electronic before. So that's an algorithm of its own. And then they made their icons designed to be like candy, where you look at all the icons and you're like, ooh.
That's a nice candy thing.
That's
yeah.
comfortable having that on my phone. I like looking at that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, then when Google came out with the Android operating system, that was their way of taking everything that you did online and storing all that data and then being able to serve you what they thought that you would be most likely to enjoy or interact with the most. And especially on social media, what those companies have found out was that the most polarizing things are the ones that get the most engagement. They get your reaction. Facebook for, I think, 3 years switched up their algorithm, which rewarded you for doing the like angry face at a much higher proportion than if you had liked something. Because they knew that if you're mad, that means that you're going to stick around longer. But one thing that I thought about when I was doing some research for this is that with all the incentives that they have to like treat the world like a funhouse mirror, where it's like the most polarizing things get distorted and overrepresented compared to just people that are relatively normal. At some point, that's not going to make companies like Facebook money if everyone is like too polarized against each other and society starts to reflect that in too big of a way. I feel like they would be like, whoa, we got to turn down the anger dial. Like
why would that be?
Yeah, I disagree with
Yeah,
you.
I don't agree with you at all.
You think that if like society got to the point where like everyone hates everyone else,
Like right now?
Brother, look around.
I know that we're like getting close to that level, but at the end of the day, these are in some cases publicly traded companies, and their mission is to make money, and you start to make less money if the world, or at least this country as a whole, is too volatile.
No, I think you're actually describing precisely what makes them money.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
You think that if like there was a civil war in this country, like people in the streets like armed against each other and like militias going around fighting?
Well, that would
You've escalated it quite a bit, but
and
also
that would reduce the amount of time people were on those social.
Right.
Like if you're fighting a war, I think that completely changes. But I think that could be the escalator of why. Like I think that seeing so much social media that is terrible. Like if you feel like everything is represented by like what Midas says or what Libs of TikTok says, like all of those things, then you are going to be radicalized, and the margins are going farther and farther and farther. Like what used to be a moderate now or back in the day, like there's not Mitt Romney types of political people that are super into politics now.
Yeah.
You either have to be one end or the other.
Yeah, but I guess we're saying the same thing, which is at some point it would be not in their best interest to keep radical. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that,
I feel like that's way down the road.
yeah, we haven't reached that point.
Yeah, I think once people start fighting each other in the streets and there's less use, then maybe they make you come together. But I doubt it.
Yeah, because if the economy as a whole starts to tank for whatever reason, and that could be any number of things, but if the economy starts to tank, then there's fewer companies that are spending their ad dollars on Facebook. And then Facebook starts to feel that in their bottom line.
Big T, will you search on your ChatGPT if Ukraine's internet usage and social media usage went up since the onset of the war with Russia?
Hold, please.
I feel like that's a good barometer, maybe.
That
You
might
want that
even-
specifically on ChatGPT, not Google?
Yeah,
But
whomever.
But the end point of that would be: did Ukrainian companies spend more money on social media or less money advertising on social media since the war started?
Yeah, I bet Russia spent more.
Russia,
I bet they both have, actually.
you think so?
Yeah, I think that having that. So when I was talking to Ken Burns the other day, I felt like that gave me so much to think about as far as the way that we consume news. In that interview, he talks about the Postmaster General, Benjamin Franklin, and how instrumental Benjamin Franklin was to the war effort for the American Revolution. And he started talking about how news back in the day there was no such thing as like opinion pieces. Everything was fact-based about what was happening. And they tried really hard to not do it through the lens of people. Those newspapers went down from all the way from where he lives in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Yeah.
They would be reading those newspapers in places like Savannah. So the entire country is getting the same news that's based on fact. People don't consume news that way. You consume news basically to confirm your confirmation bias.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're doing now. And where does that kind of stop? So the onset of modern media has made us, he said that I would argue that people now are much less factually informed than people in the 1700s, which is shocking.
About current events.
About current events.
Yeah.
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 So like what's current, and not, I guess it wouldn't be super current because that's going to take, I mean, getting from Vermont to the newspaper going to Georgia takes a good amount of time. But the point, it remains that people were more factually informed than now. Because you can ask somebody that is on either side of the spectrum, and they're going to have completely different views. That's why I asked Big T what he sees about Chicago. For me, based on my ideology, I'm seeing like things like it's close to Kate's school where people are running away from tear gas. Cops are getting tear gassed at like places like Broadview, that they're all over the place causing destruction. Big T probably sees Kristi Noem standing there saying that we're doing a great job and we're eradicating crime from Chicago. Like the differences of the same exact news story are remarkable. And if you show somebody else on the other side that doesn't have your same algorithm,
Yeah.
what the news that they see is totally different.
Yeah. I'm glad that you brought up the Midas company too. What are they called? Midas Touch?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Those guys suck.
Yeah.
I think that they are kind of like they're vultures.
Yeah, I feel like whenever you have that type of news source, there's enough to give factual information that should make people elicit the same type of response instead of taking things out of context.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you want to inform people, inform them accurately, there's enough stuff that's going on now that will elicit the same type of reaction without essentially twisting it to make it fit your narrative. There's enough that's in your narrative that you don't have to do that.
I think they saw libs of TikTok and they said to themselves, we're going to do that exact same thing except on the left. And it's
I wouldn't say to the same level.
probably not, but the same like general behavior.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't say to the, I mean, Midas isn't causing anybody to call in bomb threats to children's hospitals or anything like that, like libs of TikTok did.
That is true, but it's the same thing where they're trying to make you mad and they're trying to like get you as radicalized as possible because that's what feeds their bottom line.
For sure.
And it's working right now. I'm just saying that like in the distant future, hopefully, if it ever gets to that point, the algorithms are only going to poison us to the extent that they can make their parent companies money. And then once they start losing money, then I think you would see some changes.
I mean, think about what happens if there's a big event. The amount of scrolling that takes place after something significant, a terrible event that happens, they're getting all that more data. You're spending so much more time. So I feel like just like media companies have really benefited from Trump being president across both because people consume much more news. The amount of time that people spent watching Fox News and CNN and MSNBC was drastically down when Biden was president comparatively to a Trump administration because there's something happening every single day. People are locked in either cheering or booing, but it's happening either way. People are consuming media much more.
Yeah, I'm really fascinated that you think, like, Charlie Kirk gets killed. Social media was the hottest it's ever been.
Yeah, I'm saying at the end of the day, these are capitalist companies, and they exist because they make money. And
But you seem to think that the worse things get, eventually there will become some diminishing returns.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Whereas I think the evidence points the other way.
I'm saying if there's economic instability, is what I'm getting at. If the division gets so bad in this country that the markets crash because you can't make a realistic projection about how much money you're going to make over the next year because something's going on in the country where people aren't spending their money.
That has happened to some extent recently.
But if it gets, what I'm saying, if it gets bad enough,
Yeah.
then it would be in their economic best interest
Yeah.
to change the dials a little bit.
I agree with that. Like I feel like if things get out of control and the economy really starts to suffer because people are actually fighting in the streets, that causes the economic downturn, and that causes advertisers to have much less information I mean, look at what happened to Twitter essentially at first. Whenever so many advertisers pulled back, the value went way down. So they kind of drew back on their algorithm. Then when advertisers came back, they pushed it back up again. So I do think you're right about that. Once advertisement dollars start to dry up a little bit. I mean, you even see that in places like Barstool for a while, under like when we were under Penn. And if you had certain divisive things that came out, like Mincy, and you had different advertisers there, like, we don't want to be involved with that unless he's fired or removed. Or like if there's an old video that surfaced of a rap song that has like that somebody sang and advertisers want to pull away, that changed the way that we approach certain types of content here.
Yeah, that's naturally how it goes, because advertisers, they get their budget from the forward-looking models of their own company's financial future. And then, okay, now you have X dollars to spend in the next quarter, next 2 quarters, and they forecast everything. If things are bad,
you're going safe.
Then you're going safe mode. And I feel like that could be something that would happen if things got bad. Now, if somehow the opposite happened, where we're like fighting each other in the streets, but somehow everyone's got a good job that they're making money from, whether via crypto or like some other weird thing, and somehow people are walking around spending money, and these companies like Facebook, X, I guess Instagram, which is part of Facebook, Meta, if they're still making money, then they have no incentive to turn those dials down. Then they just keep cranking it out, and things get worse and worse and worse. But as our economy is set up right now, I think it would be that if there was massive amounts of instability, there would be less spending on products, less advertising dollars.
Definitely.
And they would respond to that. Actually,
because that return on investment is not nearly the same.
Yeah. While you're here, this is something interesting that happened this week. Big T, did you pay attention at all to the Pentagon's new media requests?
I've seen things about it. I haven't delved into it a whole lot. But...
So Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, is that his official title now?
Yes.
Secretary of War.
Not official. There's no such thing as a Secretary of War.
Is it the Department of
War? I
thought
they changed it.
Or is it just executive order?
That has to be Congress does that.
Okay. Yeah. So executive order says it's now, but it's still the Department of Defense.
Yeah.
He's the Secretary of Defense. He put out new media guidelines for any sort of war correspondent or Pentagon reporter, and I believe the requirement was you may not report anything about the Department of Defense that is not given to you via an official channel at the Department of Defense, such as a press release.
Yeah, PAO, the Public Affairs Office.
Yeah, a statement that came from a PR person or was signed off on a PR person. And they said, if you want to be credentialed to cover the United States military, you have to sign this pledge saying that you won't use any sources. You won't do anything that's not coming from an official channel. And then every single media company that was previously credentialed refused to sign the pledge, except for one, which is, I think, OAN. That's Mike Gundy's favorite channel, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I think he watches a lot of OAN. So they're the only ones that, according to the rules that they put in place, will remain credentialed. I don't think that they're going to take away the credentials from everybody, right?
No, that's the promise. Like he even talked about it in a cabinet meeting, I think yesterday.
They're going to follow through on that?
Yeah.
And so it'll just be OAN that's at these press briefings.
Mm-hmm. And because they had, the amount of misinformation in those statements is bananas. Like saying that that there was reporters walking around near classified areas. Categorically untrue. Like you can't even be for me, for example, I had a secret security clearance, not top secret or anything like that. I had to have my ID present. You have to put your phone away. Like before you go into one of the skiffs, they take your phone. They make sure that you don't have any recording devices on you. There's all kinds of shit that they do. There is no reporters that get anywhere near those zones.
Now, if that was true, wouldn't that just speak to the Department of Defense having lax security policies?
Yeah, I mean, and they don't. This is a much to do about nothing. Like this, I feel like this is a crazy move to make. I mean, when you have very conservative outlets like Newsmax and Fox News saying that this is not something that we're going to sign, I think it is a blatant violation of what the First Amendment is supposed to be. And the freedom of the press is essential as far as having accountability, especially in departments like the Department of Defense. Like there's a book called Generation Kill, which I served with a bunch of the people from that book. And they have a reporter, Evan Wright, that is embedded with them. Without people like Evan Wright, even though it was from Rolling Stones, without different media sources that can report accurately on what's happening, travesty or great things, you have a military that isn't accountable. I feel like the press is one of the only things that can keep you accountable. And there's multiple perspectives in that decision that don't want to sign off on that, like your Fox News, that typically have glowing reports on Republicans, shitting on the Democrats, MSNBC that does the exact opposite way. When those are actually aligned and saying this is wrong, I feel like that is a blatant violation of the First Amendment.
Especially when you think that Hegseth used to work at Fox News.
Yeah.
And his old employers are like, no, we're not signing that bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, and even the founding fathers said, they talked about the freedom of the press, that what do you have to hide? If you're the president of the United States, you need to have people that are holding you to account.
Big T, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't have many thoughts on it. Obviously, it seems like it's a bad deal.
Yeah, bad deal.
I haven't read into it a ton.
I mean, pretty much black and white, that's what happened. I don't think that there's this is all based on what the Pentagon has said and then what the news organizations.
Do you think it was done intentionally to get them to not sign on to it? Because it seems, from what I've heard, to be pretty egregious.
They probably they probably thought to themselves, a lot of places will not agree to this. They probably knew that you weren't going to get, your CNNs, your MSNBCs, your Washington Post, New York Times. They knew that they would not sign on to that. So that ultimately leaves us with One America News.
Also, it doesn't sound particularly enforceable.
Well, their enforcement is going to be they will not credential you.
Right, so then why not just do that after someone, if someone leaks a story and then it's printed in the Washington Post, then you can take away, you shouldn't, but then if that's what you wanted to do, why do it preemptively?
I think they're doing it so that you're not allowed to ask, they're not going to have any unfriendly parties ask questions at the press briefings. That
they don't do press. There's only been 4 since they've taken over, or maybe even 3.
Right.
That they've actually given press conferences.
Yeah, they don't want to have those people in the building.
But they say this is what is infuriating about this process is people like Sean Parnell, who's one of the main spokespeople for the Department of Defense. He'll come out and say this is the most open and transparent administration in the history of the United States. Meanwhile, saying that there could be no sourcing, no actual journalism. And people in journalism don't report on classified information. It's just typically not something that they do, like war plans or anything like that. There is a level of secrecy that comes about if they know that an operation is pending. They don't typically talk about that. But to say you're the most transparent and then say you can only report on things that come from like official channels, I mean, that's like asking the Washington Post when Dan Snyder, like, you can't report anything that doesn't come from our social media team.
Yeah, we're winning off the field.
Right.
That's where we're doing our win. That's what was his name? Not Bruce Allen. George Allen. That's what he. Yeah, you're pretty much just being an extension of public relations, which is not what you're supposed to do.
That's not journalism.
It's not
To be
journalism
fair,
at
that
all.
is how college football programs try to operate.
True, but they don't.
I understand. Yes,
Yeah.
but college football coaches, if they could do that, would.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And they
'Cause
do try.
they might be the biggest tyrants in America.
Oh yeah, and they're crazy. Like they was it Oklahoma a couple years ago had some students that like their balcony could see onto the practice field,
Oh, yeah.
and somebody was injured, and they reported on it. Like one of the kids was a journalism student or something,
Yeah.
and they reported, and the coaches went nuts.
Didn't that happen with Notre Dame when Brian Kelly killed a kid?
Well, no, that
Allegedly.
that was their video guy, and they had him up on like a scissor lift in a hurricane, and it fell over and killed him.
But didn't they try to keep the details
Oh,
like,
I'm sure.
kind of
I'm sure.
under wraps
I
about
don't
what
know.
actually happened?
I don't think that they were like super forthcoming with
Yeah.
the fact that they had a guy up on there in like a severe thunderstorm.
All of
Yeah.
that is alleged, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the kid unfortunately died.
Did pass away. I don't know what kind of fault was established legally.
He was on a scissor lift
Yes,
during a
allegedly,
storm. I think those are the facts.
according to reports.
But yeah, I mean that's a great way to put it. Is just imagine your college football program operated in this same way.
They try to.
They try to.
The Jaguars' entire organization would just be about Victory Monday, the 4 times a year they get it.
Yeah, huge
That's
victory
all
Monday.
they report on.
Yeah, it's not. It seems like a little too blatant. Like it seems like this is something that everyone's agreeing on is a bad idea. But they want to be Baghdad Bob. Shout
Think
out to
about
that
how
guy.
rare that is. I mean, it did happen in the Biden administration when everybody shit on him and rightfully so, for the withdrawal of Afghanistan. That
Right.
was one where every single news agency like came together and like, this was fucked up. Everything was wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, ZBT, like I said, that President Biden should resign, and so should like the chairman, so should the department, of, like the secretary.
Yeah, it was completely botched.
Yeah. So like, I feel like when it's got to be egregious for everybody to be like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
I
mean-
do think, like, ideologically, obviously, all those outlets are very different. But when someone tries to attack, like, journalism as an institution, I do think they all stick together more than people would realize.
I would agree with that.
They
Like
do.
when they did the White House press corps, like there was going to be a rotation, and you had like podcasters essentially doing the White House press pool, and that like Tim Pool being in there is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like you have different people that have really no business being in there that are in there. Like there was a bunch of news organizations that came in. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, when you had that guy Dom Lucra, the guy from Twitter, he's just like a guy with a big Twitter account that was invited to be in the press corps this year.
Yeah.
He's the guy that got banned from Twitter like 5 years ago because he somehow got his hands on like a piece of child porn that was used to convict somebody and then posted it on Twitter with his own watermark on it. Like he dropped his own watermark, put it online, they banned him, and then Elon was like, I kind of like this guy though because I agree with a lot of the other stuff that he says, so I'll overlook the child porn, get him back on there. Yeah, it's
That doesn't bode well for his invitation to Epstein Island.
no.
Being like, this is not that bad.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just a brief aside regarding the stuff that all the consequential reporting that's been done on our Department of Defense in the last probably 250 years has been stuff that they did not want you to know about.
But again, like PFT or Big T is online a lot. Like you're an online guy. Not seeing that, I think, is an example of the algorithm. Like that is. Like there's a certain positive or negative slant that you're doing based on what you're typically seeing, is you're not going to get that information about what's going on in the Department of Defense in that regard.
Right. Like imagine if Biden had banned every reporter from the Pentagon.
It would be unbelievable news.
Yeah. Be pretty crazy. Other social media algorithm stuff, Instagram, they're guilty of doing a lot of stuff to mostly young people psychologically, and a lot of that's rooted in like comparison and like seeing really attractive people on there, and then they make you feel bad about your own body because you're not perfect, even though people that are uploading their own shit, they're not perfect either, but they have filters that make them look really good. And there have been a lot of studies done showing that you can actually get yourself into a pretty big hole of depression and anxiety if you use Instagram too much, because it just gives you an unrealistic standard. And when they were acquired by Facebook in 2012, I remember everybody was like, why did Facebook just pay $1 billion for this company? There are 13 people that work there. As far as we can tell, they just have really nice filters. They've designed like filters for photography. And then they started to bring it into the meta universe and figure out different algorithms that they can use to feed you the stuff that's more likely to make you engage. And then that, I don't know, I guess Instagram is useful for a lot of stuff, but
it might be the least useful of all the platforms.
Do you think it's the funnest? It's still the most pure?
I wouldn't say pure by any means.
Mad Dog says no,
but
she shook her head.
I
no.
think Instagram is the least useful. I feel like Twitter for sports stuff, it's still probably the best for breaking news of things that are happening.
Yep.
TikTok, for me at least, is probably the most entertaining because it's like old school Vine, essentially, where there is a lot of people doing funny shit and like having funny rants. Instagram, the fuck is it for at this point?
I think you're not in the target demo.
That's fair, because I'm old.
I'm not either, but
yeah, that's very fair. What do y'all think, Mad Dog and Mackenzie?
Instagram is shopping, basically. It's ads at this point. It's Times Square.
I think it just wants to be TikTok, like with Reels and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like trying its best to be TikTok, which I think it's like similar.
Well, every good thing Instagram's ever had, they stole from somebody else.
Yeah,
they stole
exactly.
stories.
And then they love to
From
ruin it.
Snapchat, right?
Yeah. Like they're currently ruining their layout right now.
And then
like they just
TikTok
love
did
to.
it with stories. Too.
Yeah, I don't understand TikTok stories, but whatever.
I think Instagram has just turned into more of like advertisements than anything. But I think that's the trickle down of like them being a like meta, because I haven't been on Facebook in a long time, but it's just like ads and like AI slop. But Instagram for me is like where I see the most blatant advertisements out of those social media apps, I would say.
For you, what is the like general price range of stuff that they're advertising? Is it cheap stuff or is it expensive stuff?
No, I would say TikTok is like the cheap stuff, like the TikTok shop, like get this 3 for $4 or whatever. I'd say Instagram, unfortunately, they know me so well. It's just stuff that I would buy. Like it's stores that I shop at already because they track all of my, cross-platform data. So it's like all of the stores I shop at on a regular basis. So I wouldn't say it's like, I would say it skews more expensive, but it's just stores that I already spend my money at.
I imagine that's something that's personalized too to whoever the user is.
Oh, big time.
So like,
it is things that I sometimes get things of ads of things I already own.
Interesting.
Like that's how well they know me.
I would be curious because I don't scroll Instagram that much. I would be interested to see like what it thinks I would buy. How far will I have to go till I see an ad, do you think?
3 scrolls.
Well, if you don't do TikTok?
No.
So I occasionally will look at the TikTok shop, and if you look at one jacket that's flannel lined on the inside, the next thing you know, you get 100 jackets on your TikTok.
Let's see. Mitchell and Ness has been advertised to me because I buy a lot of
hats?
stuff.
Good brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses, one scroll in.
I got a fluffy pajama set for women. I don't know why. See my first ad.
And we're not talking about suggested for you, right?
No, this is like pure advertisement.
I'm getting a lot of suggested for yous. I'm not seeing a lot of advertisements.
My advertisements always come click on a story.
Okay.
It'll be
Oh yeah.
intertwined within me going through stories. That's when I get the most ads because they can just link directly from there.
Got it. You've got the link tap that you can put in.
Mm-hmm. And they do the same thing that Twitter does, PFT, where it's more sensitive to make you click on it.
I've noticed that a lot actually.
Yeah.
So Twitter kind of dialed that back recently.
Probably because of you.
But I've seen that in there's an online game that I play. There's a game on my phone that I'll hop on like once a day or so, and when you go to like the store part of it, if you're swiping through, if your thumb like grazes one of the things that you have to pay money for, like actual cash, it takes you to like complete checkout immediately. It's so much more sensitive. I don't think that they should be allowed to do that. That should be something that's put into place by like the person that makes the phone, the company that makes the phone. Is like touch sensitivity. You can't have links be more touch sensitive than the rest of the article or whatever you're scrolling through.
Yeah, and on that same kind of vein, shout out California, Big T. You might agree with this, that on ads in between like commercials, they now are required to have it at the same volume as the actual show.
So I've seen this over the years. I thought that the U.S. Congress did that a while ago because I remember hearing about it, and then it never.
I don't think
happened.
it actually got signed into law. I think it was one of those bills that goes through, and then maybe the Senate didn't pick it up or whatever. They didn't send it back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be. I can't tell you how many times I've been jarred awake because of what's going on Hulu.
I've noticed the Thursday night football broadcasts on Amazon Prime are particularly bad about this.
You know what the worst ones I've seen recently? YouTube TV. If I'm watching playoff baseball, the ads that have the things on the screen that you can click on and say like take me to the store, those are like twice, maybe 3 times as loud as the rest of the game. It shocks me every time it comes on TV.
And it makes me not ever want to buy anything from those companies.
Yeah, I hate it. And I know that they're doing it on purpose. They're just so much louder that I'll have to get up and turn my TV down. I'll have to like grab the remote like 4 or 5 times a night. And they need to cut that shit out.
Then you cut that shit out. And if it's a podcast, can we be done with an ad every 4 minutes?
Agreed.
Trash.
Today's Macrodosing is being brought to you by our very good friends. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually not going to do that right now.
YouTube TV.
But actually, so some people complain about like a lot of ads on different podcasts on Barstool Sports. There's a lot of them that we don't actually do that just get piped in. So when we're doing our ad reads, we think that there's going to be like a normal amount of ads that are put into an episode. And then people are like, what the fuck is up with all these ads that you guys have? I'll go back, listen to it. I had no idea that some of those were going to be in.
I've had people text me about ads in our show, and they're like, what is that? One was in Spanish. They were like,
I get Spanish ads all the time.
I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And because
we don't watch our own shit.
Right.
So we don't really know.
I was here. I don't need to listen to it.
Yeah. And then I looked on like the Drop a Pin, and I signed, because I do premium. I feel like YouTube Premium is, if you use YouTube a lot and you're not using that $12.99 or whatever it is a month, you're an idiot.
I got it a few months ago, and I can't imagine ever going back.
Right. I feel like that is one of the so about every 2 or 3 months, I'll go through and cancel every single streaming platform that I have, except for Hulu and Netflix, because I use those the most. Getting rid of YouTube Premium is not something I'll ever do. Yeah,
I can never go back. And I get mad now if I try to watch a music video, because some of those still have ads. I'll get so pissed.
Yeah. You got to listen to your Travis Tritt without fucking ads.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's not a great day to be alive when I've got an ad coming before it.
So Meta has actually had a bunch of very public things that have come to light where they have to apologize for the algorithms being like too violent or making people too angry. So they like to talk about the Arab Spring as being a great example of how Facebook can be used to help democracies and help people escape oppressive regimes, which was true that the Arab Spring, the uprisings in the Middle East and across parts of Africa, they used Facebook as a tool to share what was going on, and it kind of started a revolution that got real world results after that. But since then, they've kind of strayed away from that a little bit, even though they like to pound their chest about it. They've been accused of suppressing news from Arab countries, like from Palestine, putting warning labels on videos that come from countries that they are not currently actively supporting. And at one point, they said that they should ban the phrase Allahu Akbar on all Meta platforms because it could be in a video that's related to terrorism. But Allahu Akbar means God is great.
Yeah.
And people say that all the time in regards to a lot of stuff. And then in 2025, Meta had to say, my bad, we should not have served you all those reels of a man getting trampled to death by an elephant. Sorry about that.
I feel like that's fair.
That's fair.
That's a good retraction.
A lot of people saw the trampling to death video, and it got really, really violent with a lot of other stuff like dead bodies, animal abuse, and then Instagram was like, my bad, but they fixed that immediate problem, but they did not fix the driving reason behind it.
Yeah.
Which is still it's going to keep popping up. Some people saw when the guy was being trampled by the elephant. There was another video of a guy that was getting chopped up by a helicopter, and a guy who shoved his face into boiling oil, and
Gorilla glue on her hair. That was bad.
That was a bad one too. So the tech news site 404 made a list of the content on one user's feed, and that included a man being set on fire, a man shooting a cashier at point blank range, videos from an account called People Dead Daily, and a pig being beaten with a wrench.
Jesus.
And so the company said that the uprising in graphic videos was not our fault, but it was it's something that we will look into. But they also have the thing about Meta and Facebook is they've got the content like administrators, the people that have to watch all the videos that are uploaded. And I think that AI is starting to do a lot of that now. But for a while, it was like every video that's uploaded, there would be rooms at Facebook where people would have to sit and watch all these videos and then flag them to be removed if they were too violent. And those people had like astronomical rates of depression and anxiety.
Oh, I bet.
And they had to build like chill out rooms for them to go sit in and meditate because they were just watching like snuff videos all day long. And that was a human being's job that they had.
Jeez.
But they've cut back on those a little bit because of AI. So sometimes you see stuff like the elephant video slip through the cracks. TikTok has been, I don't know, where are we on TikTok right now? It's been divested from China and it is now under United States control.
Isn't Larry Ellison buying it?
Yeah, Oracle.
Yeah, Oracle is paying a lot of money for it. I saw that the former CEO of TikTok, he made an interesting suggestion for a board member. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Mm-mm.
The former CEO of TikTok said that Barron Trump should be a board member of TikTok because I guess he's a power user, and he convinced his dad to not shut it down in the United States. That would be interesting.
Yeah. I feel like it's a hard sell to say liberals own the media now.
I think it's like the tech companies, they're run by guys that like to make money. And so whoever is in charge, they will suck those people off.
I mean, you got Bezos that is the Washington Post guy.
Yep.
He's a Trump guy. You have Elon at Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
Newsmax, OAN, Fox News,
Mhm.
CNN was purchased by a dude who's a little bit right-leaning. So that one is no longer as conservative. Even Jake Tapper took like a little bit of a right turn whenever that happened. There's not, besides MSNBC, what other big news organization is out there? New York Times, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But like all the social media accounts, especially TikTok, if Larry Ellison buys it and Barron's on the board and Trump has his fingers in it, there
Yeah.
is like Zuckerberg with Meta. I don't think that's an accurate statement that the media is left-leaning anymore.
I don't think that it's by and large left-leaning. I do think that if, let's say Kamala had won, I think that Facebook especially, with Zuckerberg and a number of other places, would play nice.
They go with the wind of the administration.
They go
more.
with whatever is going to make them the most money.
But as of right now,
yes.
it's definitely more right-leaning than anything else.
Yeah, so...
would you agree with that, Big T?
I think the legacy media is still predominantly left-wing, but a lot of new media
Like
is
legacy and as far as what? Like regular
New York
news?
Times, Washington Post.
Washington Post is a Bezos product.
But Bezos is not a Trump guy.
I mean, he's in the Oval. He donated a shit ton of money.
He's donated to Democratic politics. The editorial lean of the Washington Post is not conservative.
They stopped the opinion piece whenever Trump was going against
yes,
it. Like because of a direct
Okay, fine. So the Washington Post, but MSNBC, CNN, all of the, all that kind of stuff is still predominantly left-leaning.
The major news networks that are on like Fox, ABC, Sinclair Media, like that's right-leaning. Like they get their talking points. I just don't feel like anymore. I think you could have made that argument probably during the Bush administration and maybe the Obama administration, probably Obama administration. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Okay, I think it definitely is, but new media, I would say, is more right than left.
Yeah, what would you say? I think the only ones that you could say are really left-leaning would be MSNBC and the New York Times. Other than that, it's either central or right.
NPR.
I don't think NPR is as left-leaning. Definitely not.
Oh, yes, you do.
PBS.
NPR
is, but I don't feel like it's not at the same level as these social media sites for sure.
I think for a certain demographic, it's up there. But yes, online, I think there are certainly new right media outlets that didn't exist 10 years ago.
I mean, if you look at like Facebook, for example, the biggest podcasts that exist on Facebook are all conservative. Every single one. Like you have Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, but those are independent things.
Sure, but that's based on algorithm.
Yeah.
Like who is recommended for you based on the algorithm that Facebook exists under.
Yeah, if you go look at like podcast charts, there are a lot of right-wing podcasts that are at the top for sure.
Especially that are pushed by like Meta. Like those podcasts are huge. Shapiro is not nearly as big without Facebook.
Sure. I think there are we're not as big without Facebook. Like
that's fair.
Like I would say any media organization that relies on social media is heavily dependent on Facebook.
I just see so often people are like the left-leaning media. I don't feel like that is the case.
I think there's a pretty sharp divide between old legacy media and new media.
Even old legacy media. Like CNN is a little bit right at this point. You have, again, MSNBC and New York Times. The Wall Street Journal is right-leaning.
It's always been, yeah.
The New York Post. The New York Post is right-leaning.
Well, yeah, but I would hardly put the New York Post with any of this.
It's one of the biggest publications that people get, like on.
They know how to do headlines.
Yeah, they know how to do headlines.
They love their headlines over there.
I just feel it's like a misnomer at this point.
Yeah, I think that there's some of the biggest
worst case scenario or best case scenario. It's even. It's definitely not left leaning.
It's like the more people that work there, it's more likely to be left leaning. I think. Like the bigger institutions.
I think, again, Meta, Twitter, TikTok employ way more people than the New York Times, I would imagine.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking about it in terms of like that being a platform which then promotes or punishes news articles and news sources.
Yeah, like Twitter is the major news source of America at this point.
For breaking news, for sure. Can we just, I brought this up, I think, a couple weeks ago, how bad Twitter would have been on 9/11? Like how much dog shit would be out there?
I don't know. I feel like that might be a come together kind of instance, because that's what happened across the board anyway. Even
because we didn't have Twitter. I'm just saying.
I was just fixing to say I actually think it's
so.
something that you can't quantify because the country was so united after that, but social media didn't exist, which is one of the things that has made it the opposite.
Yeah.
True. And every single news agency was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it was terrible.
Yeah. There would be people that would say like, good, I'm glad this is happening. And then those people would get amplified through a lot of people that were like, hey, look at this person over here. They get a lot of attention. And then next thing you know, people are saying, oh, everyone's like happy that this happened.
Imagine the people that would get fired if that happened now.
So there would be,
It would be dwarf Charlie Kirk shit.
yes, it'd be crazy. And then there'd be people saying, oh, this is so-and-so who did this attack. Oh,
Mhm.
no, I've got evidence saying that it's France
Mm-hmm.
that did this. Look what I just found.
Yeah. Is this AI? Isn't like all kinds of dumb shit.
Yeah, it'd be bad. When Twitter put out their algorithmic timeline in 2016, I that's when I think that the app started to die like a very slow death. I liked it when it was just straight up algorithmic, or not algorithmic, straight up chronological. Everything's, if you want to scroll back and find what somebody said 5 hours ago, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about what people are saying right now at
Especially
this moment.
sports. It was so much better for sports.
Do you remember the old manual retweets that you would do?
Oh, yeah.
So before the retweet button became a thing, Big T, are you familiar?
So I remember when quote tweets were very different.
Yeah.
Manual retweet, I'm not sure.
Before there was a retweet button, you would just copy and paste what somebody said, and then you would type RT in front of it, and then put their handle and their entire tweet.
I think that predates me a little bit.
So it'd be
but-
like, for instance, I'd be RT PFT commenter. How are you getting ready for this NFL Sunday?
Yeah.
So I remember when quote tweets, you had to do something similar to that.
Yeah,
but
for a
not
while.
retweets.
Yeah, you used to have to do that when you were quote tweeting something. But yeah, for a while it was just, and it used to be, it wasn't a heart.
It was a like.
It was
It was a star.
a star.
It was
Yeah,
a
that's
favorite.
Yeah.
That was contentious.
Yes, it was.
When they, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This is a travesty on levels that have never been seen.
You could go to somebody's Favstar account or Favestar account. Do you remember those to find out
Yeah.
what their best tweets were? The ones that had the most stars on them.
Getting rid of public likes was also a travesty. We would have never had the moment where Ted Cruz liked, what's her name? Chase.
Oh, the stepmom porn
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, we'd have never had that moment.
He did that on 9/11. Yeah, but that was an intern that hacked into his account
Uh-huh.
and then liked that video.
That's one of the things that when people are like, oh, the social media intern at Barstool. It's like, dude, do you think
Yes.
Barstool's given 18 million followers on TikTok or whatever the fuck it is to an intern?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they switched up, people were very upset at Twitter for doing that. And it was all tied to user growth because it turned out that the bottom line really liked the non-chronological timeline because it allowed you to take more control over what your users saw. And they added 9 million users in the first quarter of 2017, which was a lot for them.
Jeez.
And then now the For You page is kind of the next step going along with that. Do people use Twitter Spaces anymore?
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing?
Not as big as it was 3 or 4 years ago, but yeah,
Mhm.
it's still a thing.
That's more TikTok live, I
Yeah.
think now.
Definitely.
Yep. And then obviously Elon's been criticized for a lot of things that he did with Twitter. Jack Dorsey was also criticized for a lot of stuff that he did with Twitter too.
Can I give Elon a shout out?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a huge Elon guy. I don't think that would be a surprise to anybody. Starlink on planes is an absolute game changer.
That's
I've
what
seen
I've
it's
heard.
on United now.
Dude, I was flying back from Tucson. I did this high noon event, and I was coming back, and it was when the Jags were playing the 49ers. And I remember thinking, God damn it, that sucks. It was the only flight that was to Chicago from Tucson that day, so I couldn't even change it. And I saw a guy when I was walking to the bathroom because I didn't even know Starlink was on there. And I saw him watching a different game, and I was like, wait, what? And so I bought it, and it was perfect. No buffering, nothing throughout the whole flight.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is fucking awesome.
That's
I
awesome.
think
Like,
United's
now I
making
think-
it free too.
Yeah, now I think I want to schedule flights at that time because my 4-hour flight from Tucson to Chicago or a 3-hour flight, whatever it was, best flight I've ever had. I like was completely locked in. I would be doing the same exact thing on my couch as I did in seat 12B.
That is awesome. That is very cool. I
Yeah.
like that. I've actually thought about getting Starlink.
Not first class.
Sometimes I daydream about like what I'm going to be doing in like 15, 20 years. And I think about getting like an RV and then just driving around. I got Starlink. I got the internet everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Could even do a podcast if I wanted to, if those are still a thing. It does seem like awesome technology.
Yeah, there's a dude that's on TikTok that's walking around the world. Like he's doing the longest track. I think it starts in like China and it ends in Europe or something like that. It like all the way in Norway. Like it's the longest way that you can actually walk.
Is he going to survive?
Yeah, like it's like 580 days that he's been doing it and has made his way through the subcontinent of India now and is like moving on. But he has Starlink and he said it's the only way that he can upload his shit. And it's also remarkable that he's been doing it for 500 and something days and only has like 40,000 followers. You would think that would be
That
a
is
lot
crazy,
more.
yeah.
The guy that had eels in his basement had way more.
Yeah, well, I mean, eels get numbers. They get results.
Eels put asses in the seat.
The problem with the walking across the world thing is like if you do daily updates, the place that you were at the day before is going to be pretty much the same as where you're at.
He does only every 4 days.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. He does like, these are the highlights of the last 4 days of me walking around the earth. And he tries to do at least 15 miles every day.
I can get on board with that.
How long is that going to take?
I don't know. It's got to take forever. But he relies on the kindness of like villages. Like he gets taken in and he talks about like these are every single place that he goes is real remote. He just always says like when he shows up, people are super into what he's doing. And because he has Google Translate and Starlink, he can let them know what he's doing and they all think it's cool. So they bring him in. He gets all like the authentic meals from places. Like he went to, I think he walked through Mongolia, where he went and had like yak milk beer essentially, and like he goes through, he can try all kinds of different stuff. He goes out and he just either camps or he stays with a family that's in that village. It's fucking awesome.
That is very cool. Get to learn a lot about the world.
Also, I feel like that's a super privileged thing.
It's a very privilege. You have to be bankrolled by something.
Yeah.
You can't just be broke and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk across the world.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine he's making some money on different social media places, but his videos don't go crazy viral.
But you can't start that up. Even if you are making money, it's like, okay, for the first 2 months, I won't have a cent in my bank account from this.
Yeah.
So I hope I survive the first 2 months in Siberia.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of places that he's going that I don't think it would make fuck all difference if he had money or not.
Yeah.
Like, because, I mean, they're not exactly taking USD in some of these spots in Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm. With Twitter, they got into a lot of trouble in the late 20-teens, early 2020s because they were suppressing certain stories and they were blacklisting certain users. I think a lot of that came from a desire to cull some misinformation to try to get off the platform, but then they ended up banning some people, suppressing some stories that were actually true, and that led to Elon wanting to buy Twitter to be like, this is a place for free speech. We have to protect all speech. And then Elon has, I don't think, really lived up to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he promotes speech that he likes and he suppresses speech that he doesn't like on his platform. If it was like completely, can you imagine if Twitter, this is a problem with Twitter and social media in general in terms of whether or not they want to be a publisher or if they want to be a platform. So if they're going to be a publisher of information, that means that they have a duty to edit and censor things that their users post on their platforms. So if a user posts something on the platform that is factually incorrect or puts somebody else in a dangerous position, if they like get doxxed or whatever it is, if you're a publisher, you have a duty that once you're alerted to that, you have to try to take that content off your website, because otherwise you can be held liable if something happens, and they can sue Twitter or they can sue Facebook and be like, you're a publisher and you did nothing to take this off. and now something bad happened, you're liable for it.
But don't they get rid of or around a lot of that with user agreements?
Yeah, so there's a special law that's written into place, Section 230. We talked about it a little bit last week, but that essentially it draws the line of being a publisher and being a platform. So if you're a platform, that means that you can post whatever you want on there, and that you will not be held to the same standard as like if somebody
Like 4chan.
Yeah, exactly. Like if somebody wrote an article in the New York Times and was like, this person just got accused of murder, then that publication could be sued if that person was not actually accused of murder. So when it comes to social media platforms, it's like they have almost an obligation to let any free speech go, or else they could be regulated just like any other news source or media publisher. But since they don't, it's interesting because you don't want your users to just say whatever they want, right? There should be. Can we agree that there should be limits?
Depends what you mean.
Okay, like if you post the home address of somebody online and bomb making instructions.
That's a tough one because I feel like that is slippery slope-ish. I feel like the only way that you can get around that is essentially the Supreme Court's ruling on pornography, like when you see it type of thing. But overall, like I thought it was terrible that that they started flagging misinformation or quote misinformation about COVID.
Yeah.
I think that's a blatant violation of free speech, and the government getting involved with that, Biden getting involved with that, I thought that was incredibly wrong.
Yeah,
I have seen how slippery the slope is, so I am very hesitant to. I lean on the side of whatever you want.
I do think that they're like, for example, I think revenge porn. Like if you're posting explicit images of someone else without permission, I feel like that's one thing.
Sure, I'm talking about information or opinions.
Yeah, like if I want to say that if you eat a shit ton of fire ants, then you'll get rid of COVID, I should be able to say that.
So there are laws.
I should be able to be as dumb as I want.
Yeah, there are laws in place that say if you post revenge porn, that's a crime, and you can be tracked down and sent to prison for doing that. But if a website knowingly has tens of thousands of their users posting revenge porn on this platform that can be seen by millions of people, do they then have a duty to also take that down? That's what the question is.
I think if it goes again, I don't think the government should enforce that. I feel like the free market should probably enforce that. I feel like if you had a platform that was flooded with child pornography, that would be a platform that a vast majority of decent people leave.
Yes.
So I feel like that would be a self-destructive thing to do. Now, I feel like the government, if you put up pornography, because sharing of pornography like that, like child rape and stuff like that would be, that's against the law anyway. So I feel like the distribution of that would still be punished because it is against the law to do that, rightfully so, because it's the exploitation of minors and all of that, obviously.
Right. So whatever you want to say, and then let people decide whether or not they like you or not.
Yeah, I feel like it's a different.
Whether or not you've broken the law.
You can't allow crimes. I think like if you are a platform, I don't think you can allow the spreading of crimes, which child pornography would be,
right?
Or any of those types of things.
Right.
But there, I mean, like you said, there is fucking murders on there. There is people getting set on fire, self-immolation.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff.
Yeah. So now that Elon is in charge, he's started to like devalue things that he disagrees with, and then people are mad at him now for being, hey, you're not a free speech absolute guy.
I mean, you could see that if you sign up for a brand new Twitter account, you're not getting Midas touch first.
Right. You guys on Snapchat at all? Oh, by the way, one more thing with Twitter.
I'm too old for that.
There's a new thing that they're unveiling. I think to select users, where you will be able to see what country every person on Twitter is based in. That could be very funny. I hope that they roll that out for everybody. That would be
That was my understanding.
It would be shocking to see like people that are not based in the United States that you thought were based in the United States. I think
There's gonna be a lot of Russia.
a lot of Russia. There's going to be a lot of Pakistan, a lot of India. Oh, there's actually a lot of white supremacists that are just Indian guys that are running Twitter accounts making money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on. Yeah, I don't really use Snapchat either.
I don't even know how to use Snapchat.
Are y'all still on Snapchat?
I Snapchat one person a day, and it's my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
I still have it, but it's mostly just like I used it in college, and it like saves all my videos there, so I like go back and look at those. But
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing with the super young, so their parents don't see it.
Well, I don't know if this is still a thing, but the youngs basically text on Snapchat. They don't text on iMessage.
Mm-hmm.
Like they text in the whatever chat. So I think that is a big thing. But then they also have like their own version. I always get notifications for it. It annoys me of their like Instagram Reels or TikTok. They have basically a algorithm that you can scroll. I'm not quite sure where the footage comes from. I have never I've never purposely spent time on that, but they have their own version of a algorithmic,
From what I understand,
content.
Barstool gets a shit ton of money from our Snapchat.
Snapchat has like the highest rate of payment for their creators, probably because not as many people use it, or like, not as many people talk about it anymore.
I determine what's popular amongst the youth based on if people are taking a selfie at a Barstool event, the app that they're taking the selfie in natively. And I see just tons of Snapchat.
I do too.
Way more than I ever thought that I would.
Yeah, that surprised me at first. I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's just we want to flick up. Let's flick up. Take a Snapchat. Yeah, I was on Snapchat for a little bit because I heard that it was the future, and then I was like, I'm too old for this. It doesn't make sense to me. And some people have accused Snapchat of being like a platform where you can like sell drugs. There was a guy in Utah that like accused it of being like a drug trafficking website. I got news for you, buddy. In any new app that has person-to-person interaction, you're going to figure out how to sell drugs and send nudes on it.
What do you think the hardest platform was to learn? For me, it was Reddit by a country mile.
I browse Reddit sometimes. I don't contribute to Reddit.
I don't ever contribute either. But like learning how to use that at first,
yeah,
I was like, how do you even find stuff here?
There have been, let's see, I mean, Instagram wasn't, there's a lot of stuff that still confuses me about Instagram. Although I did learn I can go live with my sunglasses on there.
I thought you meant your normal sunglasses that you wear.
No,
I was like, well, yeah.
The meta shades that I have, I can go live.
I can go live while also wearing sunglasses.
I was like, cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like, so can we.
So I'd say like there's a lot of stuff about Instagram, like a lot of features that I don't completely understand on there. Twitter was, for a while, it was hard to learn at the start. But now I feel like the barrier to entry is way, way lower than it used to be. But for a while, it was like, wow, what world am I in right now? This is crazy.
Do you remember what your first tweet was about?
There's a website, right?
I remember mine. It was about, I think my very first one that I ever tweeted was at Skip Bayless. And my second one was at Zach Braff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Same positive stuff?
Yeah, I was like, Zach, I love the show. It would be awesome if you commented.
Yeah.
This was like probably 2011, 10, something like that, before I was extremely online.
I think might have been in a reply to Pro Football Talk.
That would make
that
sense
would make
for
sense,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Is it like my first tweet? Find my first tweet. Let's see.
I just remember when you would get a reply back then from a celebrity, it was like the biggest thing that could ever happen to you.
Yeah.
And like now it's just like they're always replying to people, or like saying, like, even like with Cameo, it's like you can buy that now, sort of thing.
I mean, Kevin Durant will respond to you
Yeah, exactly.
any day of the week.
But it's like back in the day, I remember like, I don't know, like random people, if they responded to you, it was like the biggest thing.
Or if they liked your tweet, I remember.
Or if like a brand responded to you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, holy shit, Arby's is talking to me.
Yes,
Big T.
exactly.
Try that on on ChatGPT. What was PFT commenter's first ever tweet? I wonder if it can find that.
By the way, there was like a 9% increase in Ukrainian internet usage from 2021 to 24.
Okay, I'm gonna look up my first tweet. Then I'll look up all your guys' first tweet. Actually, if you go to advanced search on Twitter, it should be pretty easy to do.
ChatGPT couldn't find your first tweet, but it linked me to a spat you had with John Rocker.
Oh yeah, what did it say?
So let me see if it. So you said in February of 2014, I won this round versus John Rocker at John Rocker book.
That was his. Yeah, that was his Twitter account.
Yeah, he appears to have a different one now. A honor to compete with a worthy foe. See you in the playoffs, John, if you're not suspended for dick medicine. Then he must have responded something that's now gone. And you said, actually, I didn't play because there were flashy. It's so hard to read these when you typed like this. Because there were flashier Terry Pendleton type hip hop tight ends who were divas and they took my spot, commie. Terry Pendleton type hip hop.
Shout out Terry. He was one of my favorite players growing up.
He was great.
Won an MVP.
First tweet, October 2nd, 2012, replying to Pro Football Talk. I thought the real refs were going to put a stop to every concussion hit. Oh, they suck just as much. Yeah, that's what I thought.
What's mine?
Let's see.
It's gotta be.
How are you finding it?
Advanced search. Okay, chaps, your first tweet, March 17th, 2012, St. Patrick's Day. Irish meets white trash. Hashtag green. Hashtag PBR. March 18th, nothing is a reward for yard work like a cold beer in a tepid shower.
True.
Yeah.
That one holds up.
Then later on that day, you had a nice little day.
Hell yeah.
Toaster strudels and Parks and Rec with my wife. Perfect Sunday night. Hashtag Lil Sebastian. Hashtag treat yourself 2012.
I love it. That one holds up too.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
That's great. Then there was, I want to follow actual hashtag Coney on Twitter, but I can't find him. We should start a group to look for him. You're early on that Coney shit.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Good for you. Big T, when did you sign up?
I have no idea. I tried to find it, but it's just giving me tweets from the last, couple years.
It's on your profile. On your profile page, what year you started.
Oh.
13 years ago, I still eat toaster strudel and watch Parks and Rec.
With your wife?
Yeah.
Good for you. Still at it.
Yeah. The main show I watch, actually I only really watch one show now, and it's strictly Love Island. It's the only show I watch. There's 60 episodes of the one from the UK. I've watched 3 seasons so far, and there's no end in sight. It's so much fun to watch.
I haven't dipped into that one yet.
It's terrible TV, but at the end of the day, when you watch any other show, let's say you're watching Severance, you have to be locked in. You can't have a conversation while you're doing it. So if you're spending time with your spouse, I feel like it's so much better to be look at this dumb bitch or assholes hanging out. Look at this dude. What a fucking douche. You can talk throughout it and make fun of people and nobody else hears, but you can be as absolutely mean as you want. It's great.
All right. Well, PFT has to go to the convenience store convention, something which I might check out. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, chaps, for being here. Good talk. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. I believe Arian should be back. And PFT, have fun at the convenience store.
Love you
convention.
Subscribe to Drop a Pin, too.
Do that as well.